What's up, nerds?
It's me and Jordan again.
Guess who's here? It's Shelby
Woo!
and Jordan. And, yeah.
I've had 114 milligrams of caffeine.
And 114 milligram caffeine.
And I'm ready to go.
And we're rearing for a challenge. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday stream. As you can very obviously see, it is a Shelby and I kind of day today.
Again.
You
get us 4
Jason
days
and
in a
Jen
row.
had an important lunch function.
It's true.
Yeah.
Put us in charge.
They put us in charge. So, it's my ship. And we're going to drive it.
Do you drive a ship?
I've driven a ship. Once upon a time, in land very far away, with mysterious monsters.
Wait a minute, this isn't a pirate nor a boat. It's not.
Those have been finished for now.
It is a new model.
This is a fancy schmancy model that Jordan's going to paint up really nice. Or attempt to. If I can get this silly thing glued.
Wakamaru makes a good point. He said, Schlubby is in the producer's chair. Wouldn't it be Schlubby's ship?
Whatever. Whatever.
I think it would be. So no Jason Tiny. No, not right now. I don't know if he'll be on later, but for now, no Heine.
Yep, no Heine from Jason.
But we got this cool robot. No Jordan.
God darn it! Get the Insta set out.
This is a Mindwork model.
Mm-hmm.
It is called Reach. One of the new ones that we posted on our website. So it is available if you would like to purchase it.
Well, huzzah, huzzah! I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Yep, do it.
Wildmanvolt, thank you for the sub.
Thank you for the sub.
Hey, Looker, I'm so excited to see your Pink Demon Prince. Sounds very exciting. You sound excited about it.
She's just saying that to sound nice.
That's so not true. Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm a little spicy today. Shelby's caffeinated. I'm not yet caffeinated.
Spice and caffeine, not really a good combo.
Wait, why not?
I don't know. I've never had it. Seems bad.
Nah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine all the time, forever.
You're making me so nervous, Jordan.
Why?
Just watching you do this. What's up, Wad? Hoosiers, yes. Caffeine is always good. I try not to have an energy drink every day.
This is how we troubleshoot models sometimes, okay? Sometimes you gotta make them fit when they don't want to fit. And I don't have a heat gun here. So I can't get the resin to bend.
We do have a heat gun, actually.
We do. I don't have one right here.
Right. We could definitely arrange that, though. Wad, this is a Mindwork model called Reach. It is currently on our website.
Exactly.
And Jordan is going to paint it.
I'm going to paint it. Alright, so the goal here is to get this model to sit with its knees and feet flat, which means I need to make this arm a little bit shorter.
Thorspaw said, do you paint your thumb before stream for show?
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of the preparation process. I'll just go and paint some streaks really quick. Paint Liquor said it's a robot putting a body in a sausage maker.
If that's where your mind goes, sure. I would not go there with my imagination, but that's
Gosu, hello.
that's what you need in your life. Then I guess we can attempt to accommodate.
Philip, you're not first. I don't know how many times we have to tell you this. And you're not first in your heart either.
Wait, Philip's here?
Philip's here.
What are you doing, Philip?
That old cat.
Why? Why are you doing, Philip?
Hi, Jade.
What are you doing and why are you doing?
He said you'll have to tell me every day. I can commit to that.
Alright. We're working on just getting this model squared first. And then we'll give it a good old prime. Doing some quick test fitting really quick. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna break it.
Just tossing your resin around.
I mean, I have
It's
broken
crazy.
it already today, but
Yeah.
we don't talk about
What? I'm not gonna break it.
that. Shh. Shelby, it's okay. Everything's okay, Shelby. Alright, so that's probably gonna be the way that we do it. And the knee will just be up off of the ground a little bit.
Which I don't think is totally abnormal.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Like maybe its knee isn't completely on the ground.
It is supporting its weight on this hand.
Yeah.
So
its knee could be hovering.
Yeah, knee could be hovering.
Makes sense.
Yeah. In which case I took a little too much off the bottom, which is fine.
Ah.
We can fix that. It's so funny hearing Gabe and...
Yeah. Gabe is currently clearing out the office. It's like right next to the stream room.
Because it's going to be his new office.
His new office. And he's going to be able to hear everything, and we're going to be able to hear everything.
Just so y'all know, for the record, Jabe is leaving me.
Yeah.
For his ex.
Jabe is moving in with another man.
Mm-hmm. And it's not me.
It's not Jordan. This is a model from the Android plumbing series. No. Gosu, this is a Mindwork model called Reach on our website. It's awesome. It's part of like a...
Boom.
There's like 3 models in this little collection, I think.
Model's way more paintable in this position than I was expecting it to be. Which is very cool.
Who is he moving in with and why is it Phil? It's not Phil.
It's actually not Phil. It's somebody who you guys know.
Someone you know.
Which I don't know if we can talk about yet.
Yeah, I don't think we should. Even if we
should.
can.
Yeah.
Just for kicks.
Yeah. This is what you get. Oh, what I can talk about, because I don't know if Jason's actually going to be here today.
Should you wait?
I guess we can wait on that news. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The thing with me and Gabe and Jason.
Oh. Well, I would wait.
Just in case Jason's here?
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems fair.
It's Jason. He's moving in with Jason. No, it's not Jason.
He's moving in next to Jason.
Next to.
I'm going to laugh because Jason's going to be like, y'all need to get out of here. Because I lasted like 2 weeks next to him. And then he was like, get out. He's like, you got to move.
You just talk to him? Is that why?
Huh?
Because you talked to him?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah.
I gotcha.
We
He's
needed...
moving into the restroom? No.
God, I hope so. That would be hilarious.
Not the restroom.
All right. I'm trying to... So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to clean up as much of this residue from the instant set as much as possible. Just because it's got this kind of oily surface to it. And I don't want like standing chemicals when I go to prime this guy. So I am going to use some Q-tips and a paper towel. Ooh, actually, do we have... Oh, we do not? Okay. A paper towel. Just scrub it down. Get all up underneath here.
Hi, Broken Chef.
What's up, Broken Shelf?
Wow.
Wow.
Good job.
You really think that you're just as bad as I am now?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm pretty bad.
Sometimes though, like I fudge whole sentences sometimes.
Have you met me? I'm like the king of screwed up sentences.
Hi, Lumberjack
sorry,
Tim.
Broken Chef. Your name is now Broken Shelf.
Did you read Schlebby and then just meld chef and Schlebby and it came out shelf?
I don't even know. I could not tell you.
Hi, the gentleman paints.
Oh man, Broken Shelf. I kind of like it though. I legitimately kind of like it.
I think Broken Chef is arguably cooler, but
Broken Shelf is just
if
funny.
I didn't know about Broken Chef, Broken Shelf would be all right.
Well, I think because it's Broken Chef, Broken Shelf is funny.
I guess.
I'm not sure I understand your logic, but sure.
I'll let you go with it.
We'll go with it. I'll let you have your 5 minutes of enjoyment out of this stupid comment. What's up, Midwest Miniature Guy? Good afternoon. We have a fun new project we're working on here. Just trying to get everything all glued together and clean up my wet palette, which has decided to wrinkle up on me a little bit. How dare it?
Nobody likes a wrinkly palette.
Nobody likes a wrinkly palette. So how's your day going today, Schlebby?
Good. My morning kind of like swept away from me.
Today has literally disappeared.
Yeah, I had 2 meetings back to back, and so it was like, wow, it's lunchtime, and that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wish I could have gotten a little bit more done today, but that's all right.
Because we went over a little bit on our second one, right? Did we go? We didn't leave until a little bit after 11.
Yeah, we did go over in the second meeting, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, it was an important meeting.
Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping to check more brushes today, because we need to
That didn't happen.
get stuff ready, but I really only checked like 50 of them, which is not as many as I wanted to do. But that's okay. It's the end of the week. Next week's a new week. And those brushes can wait. How was your day?
It was good.
He says with a question.
It was good.
It was good?
No, it was good. It was good. It's more of a yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to paint after work.
Me
A
too.
few of us are staying and we're going to paint, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of a hobby night, which I'm stoked for.
Yeah, very fun, very fun.
Because I have some cool projects that I want to start actually working on.
Mm-hmm.
And just instead of just letting them sit on my desk, which I do a lot.
I have no idea how to say this username, so I'm gonna... Oh, I don't know.
Hershey?
Hershey? Is it Hershey? That's what I thought.
Yeah, Hershey.
Thank you for the sub.
Yeah, it's not H1R5CHY.
My mind went to hierarchy, and I was like, there's not enough numbers for that.
Yeah.
But maybe? I don't know.
Unless it's not Hershey and I'm a dick.
No, I thought the same thing, so...
So we're going to start with some black primer. We're going to do this really light layers to build up so we don't obscure any of the detail.
Well, huzzah, huzzah! I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
That alert is really delayed.
Yes. It does do that.
Like, I'll see it, and then move on, and then it, like, alerts me again.
So you know what's really funny? I don't really have a plan for this model.
No plan!
Well, I mean, I'm going to do a whole lot of non-metallic metal. So if y'all want to learn how to paint non-metallic metal, like real fancy, like, the next couple of weeks is going to be a good opportunity for you.
On a date night.
So COD 23, thank you for the Prime.
Thank you, thank
Hello
you.
and welcome. Return of the Scale Jail, aka non-metallic metal jail.
I'll just throw back my
Yeah.
legs and
The idea is that this is going to be another sacrifice. So, you guys are going to get the Jordan's painting all out.
Any chance on some Simon Cyberpunk models getting painted anytime soon?
Simon Cyberpunk models?
Yeah, I don't know if we have any.
We
of
don't
those.
have any.
They sound really cool. I want to find like cool like steampunk model.
I got you covered. I know where we can get some for you.
Yes!
Wait, steampunk or cyberpunk?
Steampunk.
I think I know where we can get some.
Ah, my excitement has been dampened. I thought I saw Megalodon here today, but maybe...
Megalodon was definitely here yesterday.
Yeah.
Where is Megalodon?
They just launched their Cyberpunk Gangs of Night City game. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
they just launched it. We don't have any. But... I really want to paint more of those miniatures from Rainbow Crossing now. Now that Jason's doing Heine.
That he's doing Heine.
Now he's doing Heine. There's like unicorns that come in it and little cupids. It's fun. So maybe Jen and I need to work together to get those painted.
Oh my gosh, you know it'd be so fun? Having a stream where Jason and I sit in the comfy chairs
And Jen
while
and I
you guys paint. Yeah.
That would be fun. They used to have a whole game based around steampunk stuff. I think Baby J knows it well. Simon Steampunk?
I didn't know that they had a steampunk project.
Midwest Miniature Guy said, I'm all geared up and ready to go to Con of the North here in Plymouth. Is that Minnesota?
Ooh.
I always get mixed up with the M's. Montana, Minnesota. Next weekend. Got a ton of models and busts painted up, ready to sell and enter into the painting competition. That sounds
Nice.
fun.
Have you posted any of them on the Discord? I'd love to see.
Yeah, post them up on the Discord. Yes, it is Minnesota. Okay. My 6th grade education did not fail me quite yet.
Mine did.
Oh, he says not Simon. Yeah, apparently there's a whole steampunk game that you know well.
I mean, sure.
Midwest Miniature Guy, I can send it to you right now. Look at that.
I mean, I guess there's War Machine. War Machine is like sort of steampunk. I mean, it's like actually steampunk, but it's like less of the punk part of it.
I just think steampunk is really cool.
All their robots are steam powered.
There was this game that I used to play. It was a mobile game, and you were like this little steampunk. I think it was called Steampunks, but it was kind of like it was like a Minecraft Terraria sort of deal, where you're mining and everything, but it was 2-dimensional, so it was more like Terraria in that way. And you were this like steampunk person with a jetpack, and there was like a bunch of cool dilapidated buildings that you could like restore. It was really cool, actually. I don't think I can find it anymore, but I used to play that a lot. Big fan of steampunk.
All right. Gonna get the signs here.
I excited to figure out some ways that I can display my models.
Plinths.
I know, but I mean in like my office.
On plinths in your model.
Yeah, I understand.
On plinths in your model? Jeez. In your office.
I understand that. I mean more in like the layout. Am I gonna have them all together? Am I gonna have them sparsed out in different areas? These are all things I have to figure out. I'm so excited. Jordan, if you could have been the inventor of something that already exists, what would you choose?
That's a really interesting question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't mind. Don't mind.
No, stop.
I know it was a good question. It was maybe the best question I ever asked in my life.
Ooh, Vexing Workshop said pogo stick. That's a great answer. I always wanted a pogo stick. Never did get one. I could still get one. I am 20 years old and have adult money.
You are an adult.
I could
and
buy myself a pogo stick.
You can buy yourself a pogo stick. I'm just letting you know that right now. The only thing that's stopping you is you.
Yeah. Thor's Paws said lawn darts. That's a good one too.
Those are illegal. You can't have those. How about we just do regular darts instead?
Oh, imagine the hero you'd be for inventing toilet paper. That's true.
How about this? The car.
Okay.
No, that's a really
kind of
stupid
boring.
one. Yeah. See, like I said, I don't have a good answer.
I would want to invent the zipper.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know.
It's got all sorts of weird implications.
How?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it.
Wakamaru said pet rock. Lumberjack Tim.
I want to be the guy who invented Furbies.
Those things are terrifying.
I hate those things
my
so
gosh.
much. Whoever thought that was a good idea should get
Furbies.
shot.
It's awful. Do it while you're young, Schlebby. A 40-year-old on a pogo stick is just waiting for a trip to the ER. Yeah,
you're at the perfect age to enjoy it.
Even now, I feel like I could hurt myself pretty terribly.
Well, yeah, because you're a freaking human being.
Have you seen the Furby hacks? I have no idea what you're referring to, and I'm scared. Is it like custom programming your Furby? Because that's awful. It'd be a terrifying prank. You think they're creepy on their own?
They don't need anything else.
No.
In fact, I remember I used to have one, and it like broke, and it wouldn't stop saying things. So I kept on continuing to try and break the thing.
Yeah. They're like.
I was like, I need to break this thing more so it'll shut up.
I remember my great aunt had one, I think she had a couple, and
horrifying.
I would always walk into the room that they were in, and it would just start talking to me, and it was awful because it'd be silent for a little bit, and then it would just suddenly start talking. Not okay with it.
I hate those things. They disturb me so much. They are horrifying.
Bakamaru said, y'all remember the first time people ran around with little beeping Tamagotchis in their pockets like it was important? I had a Tamagotchi. And
Well,
I
hold
never,
on, I need to feed my pet really quick.
I never knew how to take care of it. So
I remember I used to have one, and I was just like, I don't understand how this
It
works.
always died because I just didn't
It
know,
always
didn't
died.
know how to take care of it. My poor Tamagotchi.
Meanwhile, Jacob is cringing in his grave.
T. Schmidt said, "We're still talking about Furbies 20 years later. I'd call that a huge success."
Nope. No. They deserve no. Nope. Those things are horrifying.
Ghosty
Period.
said, "I remember when I was a kid, my dad would torture my cousin's Furbies because he thought they were terrifying. He would pretend to flush
They
them down
were
the
terrifying.
toilet, and my cousin would freak out." Gosh. Vexing Workshop, I'm not going to search cursed Furby. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
I think someone needs to send one to Jason.
Oh my gosh. Jason Walkie, thank you for the sub.
Hi.
I think Baby J wants a Furby for Christmas.
Nope. Nope.
Uh,
I can tell you for a 100% certainty that is not on my Christmas.
I do kinda wanna find a Tamagotchi now.
Well, I know somebody who can help you out with that.
What? Jacob?
Yeah.
Does he have a Tamagotchi?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You're talking about the guy who's like the most into Digimon of everybody here.
Yeah, that's true.
And Digimon is the Tamagotchi game.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know nothing about Digimon, so.
Yeah. They're digital monsters.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Yeah. They literally all started from Tamagotchis.
Wow, Roof Naros used their first time chat to tell me that you can still buy Tamagotchis. I love that.
That's awesome. Thank you for the information, Roof Naros. Digimon are the champions.
You can get Tamagotchi apps on your phone. See, but there's something so nostalgic about having the little device with the Tamagotchi. I don't need my phone. I need that Tamagotchi, though.
All right. So, trying to figure out where I want the light sources to be. And I think we want like a central light coming from maybe the back or the top back. And then maybe some light coming from up underneath this like watery bit here. Be cool if it was like illuminated.
Oh. Is it water or
Well, it has like rippliness to it, right?
maybe it's a well?
It'd just be like a portal or something.
Oh, I bet that's more accurate. They are robots. Probably a portal.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Very odd.
Game Delay said Digimon, gotta catch them all.
Indeed.
Yes.
You definitely have to catch them all. Okay. So colors, color palette.
Pink.
No. No. So I think we want to go. I like the traditional concept of having like. I mean, I really love this piece of art, right?
It's so good.
Like,
Yeah, the art is incredible.
part of me just wants to like replicate that sort of feel
Yeah.
and have like the focal point be the hand. I don't know. It's interesting.
Because it's kind of like the metal is a little bit weathered too.
It's
which
really
is
tarnished,
which is
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, but you got like these little pieces of silver in here. This is mostly like brass or bronze. I love this.
Sounds like you want to do the
all this
cover
color.
art.
I don't want to do the cover art.
Oh.
I mean, I really like it. Part of the reason I'm interested in doing the cover art is this is very much a very painterly style of of artwork.
Mm.
Like it's very texture. Like look at all this texture in the background, right?
Yeah.
And like all the metal has a ton of texture on it, but it still looks like metal. it has tons of color in it. So like some part of me wants to try and replicate it just from a perspective of learning from it, right? So that's a lot of like when I do projects, it's like, okay, am I inspired by a piece of artwork? Do I want to like mimic the texture in the application, if not necessarily the same color? Which I think I might try and do, which I think would look really cool. And just kind of see where we go. And then if I decide that I want to change things up later, I can do that. I can also just throw some paint on the model and see where we get to. But I think this piece of art is beautiful.
PK1919 said I'm going to hide a Furby in the monument booth at Adepticon.
Which also means I want to like pick a good angle.
He's not listening to me.
Wait, what? You may cosplay as a Furby at Adepticon. I'll be looking for Baby J.
That one too.
I will hide from you. You will not cause me fear. So like this is like the box art angle, right? And people will generally look at it from like here. I think this is also a good angle here. This gives you like a cool visual of like all the surface area of the back too. Because there's this like really wonderful like sculpture of how the metal is like flows. This is like almost musculature.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
very interesting.
Hi, Gabe.
No, you're good.
Do you have to clean it?
I already cleaned it.
Oh. Yeah. I wasn't even watching.
Hey, Gabe's like, please let me turn this thing off. Hey, this is just this is a preview for how your new office is gonna feel.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Gabe.
He chose this life.
Hi, this is what you get for breaking up with me. Hi, Avian, how's it going?
Hello.
And so that makes sense for people who are not in the know. Gabe and I like have our offices are joined, and Gabe is leaving to a different office.
Yes.
So Gabe is breaking up with me.
Hello, Fire Arc.
Hello, Fire Arc.
Welcome, welcome. Kimberly said, wait. Baby J is single?
Yeah. Yep.
He's all yours, Game Delay.
Nope. Sorry. Did you have a wife, Game Delay?
So does Gabe. Who is going to be your new office buddy? Carter's going to be his office buddy.
5 kids, but none of them paint like you. Well, thank you, Game Delay. That's very nice of you to say. I kind of want to steal bismuth yellow.
Don't steal.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Some.
Do it.
She's like, do it. Do it.
It's Furby J and Schlebby.
I really love this color, so we're gonna mess around with it. We're gonna take a little bit of yellow green and burnt orange, which I have to.
Bakamaru said, "Use the wizard's butt."
Use the wizard's butt. It kind of is the perfect color for this. If I'm doing these colors, it is kind of perfect.
Rufnaro said, "It's not steal, liberate."
Huh? Liberate?
Liberate.
I will liberate myself. Some colors.
No, you're liberating the color.
Well, I'm liberating the color. Yeah, I know. All right. So we're going to start with this leg here. And we're going to start messing around with kind of building up some value. We're going to be mixing the yellow. Here, let me see if I can get this on the palette so you guys can see it. So this is yellow green right here, and then we have burnt orange. And these two colors, when you mix them, are one of my favorite colors in the world. So what I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to build up areas of certain levels of brightness. So areas where are going to be brighter, I'm going to put this kind of gold color in. This is almost like a sketching step, right? And then as I push towards other areas of the model, I'll refine this area a lot more as I go.
Game Delay said, "Look, if Baby J dated me, it would be nothing but romance. And by romance, I mean painting."
Well, you're assuming that I find painting romantic. How about that? How about that?
Oh, Avian was setting up a Baby J sing-along.
Nice try. You only get me singing when I feel like singing, and I don't feel like singing right now. It is funny, though, I totally felt like singing the other day.
And now you're just not going to on principle?
Yeah. I said the other day, not today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other day.
So, the chance has long passed. Game Delay said, "You're assuming I care about your feelings. Dang it, I'm ruining my chances."
Dang, game delay.
Yeah,
My feelings are the most important thing here.
Not a great way to start off a relationship.
Yeah, I don't care about your feelings.
Hey, Slayer Street. Welcome, welcome.
Let's date. I'm not interested in your feelings. You can have them. They don't matter.
They don't matter at all to me.
Oh. What a great way to have a relationship. I wonder what Gabe's wife would say if he walked home and said, "I don't care about your feelings."
She'd probably be like, "What? What is happening?
What is happening?
What's going on?"
I'm concerned about you, Gabe.
Game Delay said, "If I'm using you for your body of work, I should probably be honest about it."
Well, that's fair, I suppose.
Yeah, I gotta be upfront from the beginning. I guess that is a good way to start, but you might not get very far.
Hey, relationships are built on trust and honesty.
Gotta be honest.
You gotta be honest. Alright, so we're gonna want to bring in some warm yellow here at some point.
Bakamaru said, "Your eyes are like two plates of pristine ultramarine painted ceramite."
Oh my gosh.
Romance, apparently.
Oh my gosh. You guys are having too much fun.
So what we do here.
We do have entirely too much fun at this office sometimes. I would even make the argument that that's oftentimes we have entirely too much fun.
Yes.
So we're, like I said, I'm just kind of sketching out color right now, getting a feel for...
Hold, please.
Hold, please.
There's some hooligan making loud noises in the hallway.
Yeah, Gabe's making noise. I hope you guys heard that. That was Gabe making more noise.
You're sketching out the color.
Yeah, so we're sketching out the color. Trying to get a feel for how I like the how the colors lay on the model. See if I want to continue going in this direction. And I'm kind of just playing around with the reflections here. So I want the brighter reflections to be kind of where that yellow is. The green is the cooler color, so that's going to tend to be in the shadow more.
Game Delay asked, "What green is that?"
So I'm using 3 different colors right now. I'm using yellow green, I'm using burnt orange, and I'm using warm yellow. Those are the only 3 colors that I have on my palette right now.
Midwest Miniature, I'm glad you joined the Discord. Very
Awesome.
excited to see your photos.
Yeah, our Discord is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You could also join the February challenge of the month.
She would say that.
If you please.
If you please, join the February challenge and paint something pink.
Yeah.
Shelby is a little bit biased in this because she really wanted the pink thing to happen. And, you know, as you might expect, Shelby gets what she wants.
In my defense, it was not very hard to convince you to do it. I said it once, and you just made the decision to do it.
Lies.
I said
These
it
are
once.
all lies. These
Yes,
are
Midwest
all
Miniature
lies.
Guy, it is pink. You have to paint a model that is predominantly pink. And it's awesome. And Baby J did it because it's my birthday month, so...
Yeah. What am I, a nice guy or something?
Sort of.
Whoa. That's dark.
I really wanted pink, and so I made a joke about it, and then he
how
just
do we
decided to do
go
it anyway.
from you let me do the thing that I wanted to do, and I guess you're kind of an okay guy. What have I ever done to you, Shelby? I don't deserve this kind of slander.
Will Schlubby be voting for the February entries then? I don't know.
Nope.
I probably won't be. I want to at least be there when they are presented. I'm sure I could figure out how that would work out. But
I'm gonna make I'm gonna make Matt do it all. I'm retiring from making these hard decisions.
I don't know if I'll be voting, but I want to be able to see all of them on stream.
Well, you got to vote in the last one. How did you like that experience?
It was so tough. I had a really good time, but it was so difficult. There were so many good entries, and
Turns out you guys have like pretty good.
Yeah, it turns out you guys are really talented.
Yeah.
So maybe stop.
Maybe stop being so talented, please. I think it's really important that you guys suck a little bit more. Remember, these are all words coming out of Shelby's mouth right now.
You said all that.
Nope. That's what you meant. You just didn't say it because you were a nice person. Alright, so you can see now that I've kind of established some of those colors, I'm bringing up the yellow. In some of these bands where I want that right color to manifest. And I'm working in pretty thin layers here. I'm not building up a lot of opacity right away. Working in all these thin layers gives you these really beautiful like undertones for all the things that you're painting. And really like adds so much richness to the final result.
Avian said, if they do a kill team of Noise Marines, will Schlubby be painting them? I don't know what Noise Marines are. What are Noise Marines?
They're pink.
They're pink?
They're pink Space Marines.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm not like a crazy good painter, but I'll do it.
Nobody tell her anything about Emperor's Children, by the way.
What?
Because you probably would choose to not paint anything of theirs.
Why?
They're really weird.
Oh.
They're into like ecstasy and weird things. Yeah. Look it up sometime. Look it up sometime.
I don't know if I want to. Space drugs. Game Delay said, we work hard for a month to try to make your life hard for about 10 minutes. Well, it worked. Lots and lots of space drugs.
So,
Interesting. So probably not.
I'm pushing up even brighter, mixing more of that yellow, warm yellow into the mixture.
Xenobon said, you know, stuff. Right.
And see how this, I'm kind of leaving a lot of texture in this. I'm not doing super smooth blends. I'm really trying to focus on, let me see, I would zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better now.
Hey, somebody likes us.
The mini donk, thank you for the follow.
Thank you so much.
Excess things like eating paint. Don't do it.
Yeah, they're into like pain and bad things.
Gosh.
They're not
They're not happy-go-lucky pink.
no. They're quite the opposite, in fact.
We are having a fab day, the mini donk.
It is a fab day.
It's a great day. We're gonna paint later today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jordan's painting right now, but we're gonna paint after work.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna be painting this after work.
Not gonna be painting that after work.
No, this is a work project.
He'll be painting his February challenge model after work, yeah?
Nope. Nope. No, I will not.
Define happy-go-lucky. You can't really define it, you know? It's a state of being.
It's a state of being. My gosh.
Jade said, not fine, upstanding citizens pink? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Alright, so I'm moving into using the warm yellow by itself right now. I'm really trying to limit how bright I get with this. Now I can go back and I can pull it back down a little bit. Alright. So this is getting a little yellow for me, so I might go back and push a little bit more orange back in.
Game Delay said, I just got paid for vacation time from my last company that I never expected to get paid for, so I'm about to order more colors of pink from Monument Hobbies.
Ooh, snap.
Amazing.
Shelby's all about it.
I am. Just posted my Cobalt Adventurer. Hope you like it. I love using the copper color, and the purples are so nice and bright. Very excited to see
I'm gonna
it.
be honest, our copper is so underrated.
I haven't dabbled with our metallics.
They're so good. I know I'm saying that while I'm literally not using them to paint metallics, but
You're doing non-metallic metal though, so
yeah, I'm doing it for a good cause.
yeah. Paintlicker said, my demon prince is happy-go-lucky, very pink. Awesome.
Is it Emperor's Children? Is it a Slanesh Demon Prince?
Came Delay said, don't dabble with metallics, Shelby. They're a gateway to doing all those space drugs. Oh, he even used my real name. That's how you know.
It's really important. That they use
So you
your
know it's
real
really
name.
important that I heed his warning. Paintlicker said, very Slanesh, Baby J.
Awesome. I approve of this message.
And Vexing Workshop agrees that copper is his favorite metallic.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
Silver,
like really
Silver
good.
and I don't get along very well. Interesting. I want to play around with our metallic medium a little bit. Like, it speaks to me a little, you know?
You should. It's good stuff.
Yeah. There's this, we have, I think it's from Massive Darkness. I can't remember which expansion it is. It's the one with all, like, the Fey folk or something.
Okay.
But,
That's a Jabe question. Jabe would know better than I would.
yeah. It's like a winged monster, but it has, like, really pretty, intricate wings. And so I kind of want to play around with the metallic medium and some...
Oh, I know what model
some
you're
fun
talking
colors.
about, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've showed it to you.
You have.
Yeah.
She has, folks. She has.
Paintlicker said I used emerald and bright jade on the tongue. The contrast was banging. Yeah, I'm sure that would be really cool. Ooh, Jade said she just made a dark pewter with a metallic medium.
Oh, that's cool.
That is
Nice.
really cool.
All of our mediums are super duper versatile.
Mm.
It's like one of the things that's so nice about them. I think I need to grab some pale yellow. This is also brand new.
Brand new bottle.
Pale yellow, one of my favorite colors. So good.
Did you ever answer what pro acryl color you would be if you had to be a pro acryl color?
Yellow ochre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, yellow ochre. Alright, so we're going to start mixing in some of the warm yellow and this pale yellow.
Wakamaru would be wizard's butt. Classic.
Wizard's butt, yeah, it tracks.
Ishmit would be bright yellow green. Also a good one. I love our bright pale green. Is that what it is? Or is it just...
Bright
Yeah.
pale green?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think it's probably just... Yes, bright pale green. Yep, bright pale green. Alright. So you guys can kind of get a sense of like how I mix colors around my palette. I'm a little bit more chaotic than Jason is, which is why I tend to use the wet palette. I don't tend to, especially with a model like this where I'm still kind of trying to figure out what exactly is the goal. Like what's my finished product supposed to look like? I'm doing a lot of discovering of, ooh, I really like this. Ooh, this isn't really working for me. And that's why I do like a little section like this, because it gives me an idea of what the workup can be and how I want the metal to look as it's done.
The Primaris Project, thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
And T. Schmidt, I totally forgot which one it was from, so you'll have to remind me so that I can go back and look at it.
So we're starting to do that kind of like first jump, right? The first big jump of brightness.
My Discord is Gumby's sister. It's Gumby and then S, not like, it's like a possessive Gumby, you know?
You should,
And then sister. I know, I need to change it.
yeah.
But I use Discord for other things.
Hey, somebody
You can
likes
change it
us.
on our Discord.
Oh,
Mhm.
on our, like, specifically Discord? Okay.
Yeah.
I will change it. But for now, it is Gumby's sister.
Yeah, Baby J is not my moniker on all Discords. Thank you very much.
You might have to show me how to do that, because I've never done that before.
I'll show you how to do it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay, technology.
Technology. So we're going to take some of this pale yellow. We're just going to punch it.
I'm so angry at you for just being able to do this. I saw T. Schmidt. Thank you. I will look at it after
I
stream.
mean, a lot of it really is just, you know, spending the time to look at metal, look at how it reflects, observe, like do lots of observation and just work at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not like the answer
Just
that
those
you want.
things.
But like none of these things that I'm doing are like unobtainable, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's that's the thing that I always try and impress upon people. It's just that like just because you don't think you could do it doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah. The Primaris project said, step 1, draw a circle. Step 2, draw the rest of the owl. That's
Yeah.
really how it feels.
But like, let's break down like what I've been doing, right?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about where I want my lights to be at, right? Which was this step where I was kind of like breaking in this orangey brown with the green being the cooler color that'll be like the reflections from the ground,
Mhm.
right? So building those into these areas of like smooth, right, kind of ripply metallic, and then as I'm doing that, starting to push brighter and brighter color into the areas where it's going to be the brightest or it's going to reflect the most.
Mhm.
And then in the bottom areas, you can reflect it in the opposite way, right? You can build more of like a gray, and you can do your like under reflections in a nice pale color.
Mm.
So I'll show you down here. So this, I'm just using the burnt orange and the yellow green plus pale yellow, and you can start putting in these cool like downward reflections where the metallics will pick up the environment below the miniature, so it's reflecting off the ground. And then you can cool off these lights and make them really pale instead of more yellow. And you see that we have this kind of like reddy brown green.
Mhm. T. Schmidt said, just, observe a really complicated feature of light and reflective surfaces closer than you'd observe anything else in your life. No big deal.
I mean, it's what it takes. And you get that kind of that nice like subtle glow of that reflecting off the bottom. And then you can go back in with glazes. So I can take some of those like mid-high glazes with the yellow. Put kind of like this up here. Taking some of this like brown yellow. And then you can kind of throw it on top of some of this really bright area that you've put in. And you start really getting that rich gold feel. It tones down some of that brightness, and it brings it more in line with the reflection or reflected light.
Hello, D20 Geek.
It warms it back up.
Welcome. The Primaris project said, I'm learning MMM and it's confusing. The main confusion I get is the bounce lights.
Yeah, so everything reflects light to some extent, right? That's why when you walk into a room that has no lights on, you can still see stuff. Because there's light that's entering the room from behind you that's bouncing off of everything in the room. It's not enough light to clearly identify everything, but light is reflecting up from outside through the window. Like if I shut off all the lights in here, close the doors, we have a window over here in the corner that has like they're like the old like high school doors where they have that long rectangular window, and light's coming through that. There's not a lot of light coming through it, but it's enough that bounces around everything in the office in this room, and it illuminates things just to the level of being able to see it. So to that extent, if you have something that's super reflective and chrome, or something that's like non-metallic metal or metallic that will reflect the environment around it, you have to think about because light basically travels in a straight line. Light doesn't bend. It bounces off of things, but it doesn't bend. It doesn't arc. So you can almost think of it as like a laser. You're pointing a laser from the object that is a color, or where it's reflected off of, because light's coming from above you. It's hitting the ground, and then that light is, some of that light is getting absorbed by the ground, and then it's getting spit back up at an equal arc from where it was. And then if you have something metallic, it's going to reflect that light that's coming from underneath it. And so you have to think about, like, okay, what does that bounce light look like from the ground? And a cool thing to do is to take like I don't know if you have like a spoon, and you hold it really close to like a surface where the like the bottom of the spoon, the bottom curved part of the spoon, hold it close to a surface, and then look underneath and see what is reflected on the bottom of the spoon. Is a really great way to like get an idea of like, oh, this is how light interacts and how it bounces. One of the ones that I see a lot is when I'm driving outside and it's sunny outside, I'll look at like the Dodge Ram, like chrome like icon on people's cars, because it has a lot of shape and a lot of form, because it's got the ram's horn in the head, right? But it's chrome, so it reflects everything around it. So you can kind of look and see, you're like, okay, so why is this area in the upper right hand corner this like weird blue color? And you're like, oh, it's reflecting the sky. Why am I seeing some weird redness in this area over here? Oh, there's a red car next to it, right? So when you start to think about these things, and you start to look at these examples in the real world, you can infer things from looking at the environment around it, and then looking at the reflective piece to give you ideas on like, oh, okay, so at that sort of angle, proximity, I'm seeing some of that red in this sort of way on that sort of surface. And the more that you see of that, and the more of it you try to replicate, you'll start to intuitively understand some of the ways that it works, and it's easier to replicate without having to like have a ton of reference. Ooh. That was a lot of explanations. But does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Does the class have any questions?
No, I think I just, well, first of all, hi Chuck, hi Panic Bomb.
Oh, hi.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
I struggle with, like, I can learn a specific instance, but then it's hard for me to take that instance and shape it for a different instance.
Okay. That 100%. I get it. It's because you're like, well, what if it works this way in this situation, right, but it's probably going to be a little different in others.
Right.
That's when the more of the instances that you see, because you're going to look at them, a bunch of different examples, right? But as you start to look at these examples, you'll start to see similarities between them. And those similarities are when you look at it and you go, okay, this is something that I'm seeing on these two things that are operating in the same sort of way. They look a little bit different, but that's because of the environment around it.
Yeah.
So you start to pick up on those little things, and then those are just okay, I understand how light is supposed to reflect in this sort of environment. And then you start to replicate it, and you start to do stuff like this. And as you do more of this, and you work through it in your head, and you think about it a lot more, because we don't think about it a lot in our day-to-day life, right? Yeah. I don't think about, like, when I'm typing an email to a customer, I don't think about how light's reflecting. I do it when I'm like trying to paint it, right?
Yeah.
So painting a lot of it will also help you have opportunities to force your brain to think about it more.
Yeah.
So when I say you just got to do it a bunch, that's why, right? It's taking the observations that you see in your day-to-day and taking a moment to say, okay, I'm seeing this really cool piece of reference. Take a photo of it, or just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to remember that this is what I saw. And I mean, if you look through my phone, I have probably 50 different photos of just reference for things. Rust, metals, all sorts of stuff. And I take a photo of it so that I remember it. And then I can reference it again if I have questions, or if I want to be like, ooh, how does this really make sense? I mean, I can probably even find something that I can show you guys. Because I probably have some good metal reference here. To find something.
Avian said the only thing with NMM is my brain starts to go towards math and then it shuts down.
I mean, if you really want to get into the science of it, yeah, there's definitely math involved. But I don't think about math when I'm doing it. I try to keep math separate from it because it's not.
I feel like there's a lot more like geometry in like math or geometry math because it's like angles and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
So, or I guess trigonometry.
But one of the things that I'm thinking about here too is I don't think that the top part of this is bright enough.
Mm.
Because if this is a light environment up here, these reflections here and the bulk of this is going to be way brighter.
Mm.
So what I want to do, and this is going to seem crazy, is you got to just punch the brightness a bunch. There, bring the value up. Bring the yellow back in. Bring a bit of that orange back in. Ooh, the mix that you can't see me working on here.
Game Delay said, Baby J is telling me it takes practice and painting minis is the most fun thing in the world, so I'm okay with all this.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the goal. The first thing and the most important thing is you're supposed to enjoy it.
Yes, true.
So you can see it. Yeah, see, that looks way better just with that.
Paint Liquor said, bring the value up, you absolute madman.
But see, like, that feels like it's getting way more light now.
Yeah, it looks
than
way
it did
brighter.
before,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even with the super rough textural blends that I have there, like, I could add a little bit more brightness to that, and that feels a lot more correct.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm kind of following this curve here and not going like straight across is the shape of this kneecap has this kind of like weird flare here at the side.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has this almost like half cylindrical shape that kind of curves around to the left here. So that's why I'm keeping this highlight in this kind of upper area here and then bringing it across. And I'm trying to keep this highlight towards the center of where this the sphere
An elusive
is
Jason.
at.
Don't
Oh,
listen
hi.
to him.
We've
Yeah.
been having a lot of conversations about non-metallic metal today.
Don't listen to him. Don't
Hi.
believe a word he says.
Welcome back. How's your lunch?
Don't listen to a word he says.
Hi.
Hi.
I hope you had a good lunch.
Hi, I hope I did too.
He was there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't had the full experience yet.
Oh, okay.
Eating, only 60% of it takes place at the restaurant.
All right, so we're going to get another 30% in about 4 hours. And then we're going to get another...
I don't know whose
10%.
metabolism you're eating with.
Well, 4 hours is a pretty normal amount of time for food to get digested, is it not?
I don't know.
I was always under the impression 4 hours was that mark.
I don't know. He came to touch his hiney.
Yeah, got to touch your hiney. Don't forget, we still have toilet paper over here for you. So if your hiney gets wet, we got you.
You look like one of those like dancing sun reactive things. You know, put them in the sun and they like
Are you just
wobble.
making up words again?
No.
She's just making up words again.
Yeah, she is.
She's just over there making up
They're
words.
like they're windowsill ornaments or something. They have like this solar powered nonsense.
Okay. Alrighty then.
I tuned her out. Sorry.
Yeah, already, Shelby.
Rude.
So rude.
Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with a brighter color here. And we're just going to leave some of that area on each side exposed as we go through and
Avian,
it
they
up
can
over
both
there.
be bobbleheads.
Yeah, why does it just have to be one? Why not both?
Wad knows what I'm talking about, so I'm not crazy. At least in this instance.
Yeah, well, yes, you are.
Look, Schlubby, you're in here. You're crazy.
What if we made bobbleheads that were able to be painted? So you guys could just paint Jason and Jordan
Bobbleheads.
on bobbleheads.
That would be very odd.
Be awesome.
The idea of somebody painting me is kind of odd. So I think by association, the whole bobblehead part would also be odd. What do you think about this, Jason?
I don't know what you
I'm not
mean.
listening to you people. I'm not taking part in this conversation.
Well, it's it actually me knowing probably means you're crazier than you think. That's fair. Where'd you guys go for lunch, Jason?
A place called Chelsea's Kitchen.
Hmm.
Was
Meeting
it
with
delightful?
a business associate of ours and attorneys.
Uh-oh.
Well, just one attorney, but
Fun. Maybe.
fun maybe.
I mean, there were attorneys there. How fun could it have been?
Corporate attorney, not like a.
Oh, okay.
Game Delay said, "Was I there?" No, Game Delay.
Did you ask any of them if they knew somebody named Game Delay?
I did actually. Said, do you happen to know Mr. and or Mrs. Delay? They run a practice protecting drug lords.
Watt asked if Chelsea was there.
Corporate attorney. Interviewing a corporate attorney.
Mm,
Mm.
interesting.
As we move more into the gaming world, we need a more serviceable
Yeah, that makes sense.
legal firm.
Yep. They can help navigate those kinds of waters.
Sean O'John said that gray cover's nice.
This is red gray.
Red
I
gray.
love red gray.
Amazing.
Figured I'd give it a shot. Red gray, since we're using so much pink, so feel into the
Yeah, it definitely.
color hues, and instead of just being a neutral, give it a little bit of warmth in that direction.
Yeah, it looks a lot duller next to the bright pink.
Oh, Chris is here today.
Mm-hmm.
He just pulled in.
I was gonna message him and see if he wanted to come hang out for post Friday hangout night. And I didn't get around to doing so. So I can just ask him.
Well, he's here now. Red gray, the pink of gray. It is the pink of gray. Claire Street, a few of us are going to paint tonight. There are probably going to be people gaming as well. But Baby J and I, and probably Jabe, are painting.
Yep.
Panic Bomb said, "Who is your favorite bobblehead and why is it Phil?"
There's no favorite bobblehead.
Now
and
I
it's
want
definitely
monument
not Phil.
bobbleheads.
You get a load of her? I want monument bobbleheads.
Can you imagine a bobblehead for every person that works at Monument?
I can't. I cannot. It would be a lot.
Go into your mind's eye and imagine it.
Go to your mind's eye and imagine, if you will, a bobblehead for each of us.
What's up, Source?
Oh gosh.
What shall I do?
That didn't sound like you for a second.
I was going to say, don't talk in that voice is the first
What shall I do? I do not know where I'm going in this direction.
We have lost Baby J.
When did you ever have Baby J? That's the most important question. What made you think you had a baby J in the first place?
Well, your normal may not be definable as normal to most people, but there is something around here that we consider to be normal baby J. This is not it.
But what is me without a little bit of not normal me? That would be not normal.
Chat, you ever get the feeling you should have stayed at lunch?
I think you're probably feeling a whole lot of that right now.
Lunch is way less fun than we are.
I should have stayed at lunch.
We lost baseline baby J.
Baseline baby J, exactly. That's the term I was looking for. We have a baseline for baby J normalness here.
Avian said,
is not it.
Avian said, I'm imagining a Jen bobblehead, and it's judging me.
Yeah, that probably tracks. What are you doing?
I'd put a Hula Jason bobblehead on my car's dash.
I would, yeah, I would do a me bobblehead.
Good luck, Jason.
I would totally.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
We have a
How are you?
Jen.
We're freaking Jason out a little bit.
Hi.
Well, just hold on a second.
Talking about bobbleheads. We want to make a Jason bobblehead.
I'm making weird voices in Jason's general vicinity.
Not a safe space today, Jen.
Uh-oh.
Crazy crap.
Has it ever been?
Crazy crap from
Should
Crazy
I pretend
J.
I wasn't even here?
I think you'll be fine.
I just touched my eye with something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll be right back.
Bye.
No,
Good
no.
luck.
Okay, well,
Ruh-roh.
just when we need that eye wash station.
Alright.
Midwest Miniature Guy, you do need to find something to paint using pink.
So I'm mixing up like a kind of a pale gray blue here. Something kind of like this. That's going to be from the earth, not the earth, but this like concrete around the edge. Have that be in here. Reflecting on the bottom part of the leg.
Is it bad that like I was kind of excited to get here in time to be able to paint this guy a little bit?
Why
No, that's great.
would that be a bad thing?
I think it's bad for you. I think it's great for the rest of us.
It is bad for you, great for the rest of us. Oh, ow, that didn't feel good.
What's happening?
Jason loves his hiney.
What's that?
Huh?
Jason loves his hiney, was what she just said.
There we go.
I am fond of my hiney.
Paint liquor I saw yesterday when he started painting it. I'm very excited.
It's gonna look so good.
Jen, how's your day going today?
Pretty good. I can't believe it's already 3:21.
Right?
You know, right?
Like, where is
Oh,
this?
well.
I don't know what has happened.
To the day?
No.
It
To the
disappeared.
week. Really?
Just
Also
poof.
the week, yeah.
To the year so far?
Right? It's already February? Crazy.
Ah, there we go.
It feels like I guess it was just last year. It doesn't feel like it's only been a year, but it also feels a lot shorter.
That you've been here.
That I've been here
Yeah.
and since I had my birthday. Because I remember when it was my birthday here. And it's just crazy.
It would have been right at, well, like, like a month after you started.
Hmm.
I don't remember. Did we do anything? Probably not. We
No,
probably had
but
little cakes
I just
at
remember that day.
Stephanie.
Yeah. It was like we still had the break room was still where we have fulfillment now.
Yep.
So it was before we moved everything over there.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys didn't do that until after
Yeah.
I was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It just feels like it's always been over there.
I
think
know,
it happened
right?
So
we
when
were
you
at
started,
Adepticon.
we were doing fulfillment in the game
It did
room.
happen while
Yes.
we
I
were
think
at
it happened
Adepticon.
while we were at Adepticon
Yes.
because we came back and it was moved.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I wasn't at Adepticon, so that's crazy.
Yeah. So even just thinking about that
Yeah.
and then seeing how different everything is. It's weird.
It's surreal sometimes. Like it doesn't seem. It'll hit me out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like we talk about it a lot. Like we'll just be sitting there. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, can you believe that this happened?
It's too much.
It's not too much. It's a lot,
Yeah.
but it's not too much.
It's funny. Sometimes Kyle, and I think even you guys, will walk into the break room during lunchtime, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many people.
So many people here. Well, we officially have 20 people who work
Yeah.
here. So
Insane.
without that doesn't count me and Jason.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy.
One of them I think is
In
right
the
out
other room.
there.
Uh-huh.
Well, two of them,
Number 20.
but the number 20 right out there.
Number 20. Yeah.
Midwest miniature guy. Almost done with work. Awesome.
Oh, also, Jason, we have not spoiled the surprise yet.
Oh,
What surprise?
Just in case you showed up.
we have a surprise.
Do I know about the surprise?
We're
You
streaming
do.
tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't know about the surprise.
Tomorrow stream.
We are streaming.
Chat, we're
tomorrow.
streaming
Not
tomorrow,
necessarily
but it is not a normal stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
Fun times.
For
That'll
those
be
of
fun
you
for us.
who are here,
You guys might not like it actually. I think it might make some people mad.
yeah, it's gonna be a high stress stream for some people. Tomorrow, what we're doing is collating Jason's comic book collection. So Gabe and Jordan have graciously.
Game delay. What?
Hmm?
Game delay said this won't be a normal stream. We're going to have fun this time.
Wow. That's brutal.
Jason
not allowed
said
to be
we're
here.
going to have fun this time. Was that a real quote? You're a lawyer.
Just
Well-
ignore
Oh,
him,
maybe he did
Jason.
say that because Watt Tomato just said it too. We're going to have fun. Not a normal stream. We're going to have fun. I think maybe he just didn't finish the rest of that. We're going to have fun
I didn't say it in that order.
going through the comics.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna have fun. It's go through Jason's comic book collection day. So Baby J and I are gonna sit in the comfy chairs
Mhm.
while Gabe produces and takes down and starts building the database of all the books that we have here in the shop. Because we gotta move all the comic books out of the shop to make room for Christopher and Gabe's new office. So in the midst of all that, we've decided we would stream. It was Gabe's idea to have a stream and sit around and go through all the books and piss people off because of how many are not bagged and boarded. If you care about comic books, a couple months back, I brought a bunch of books out here on the stream, and people got very angry at me.
Yeah, some of you were probably here for that. The day that he was just picking up the books. And
It's a pretty amazing collection.
Avian wants to know how far back these books go. Like in the 70s?
I have mostly Silver and Bronze Age, but quite a few Golden Age Marvel. So some fun stuff. Some actually, we're gonna put a ticker on board. Gabe had the idea of putting a ticker on board and track the value that you guys in the comics price guide say we have in our collection. So it might be a little depressing.
You do, yes. Jabe's new well, Jabe is moving
Mhm.
and he will have a roommate. And
Yep.
it is Christmas sushi.
Dave's breaking up with me.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Many
who
of you
he's
know.
leaving Baby J for.
He's moving in with his real friends.
That hurts.
Game, why do people get angry about comics?
Oh.
Because a lot of my books are worth a lot, but they're not bagged and boarded. So it pisses people off that
They're
I haven't
in-
taken care of them.
These janky cardboard boxes that have been moved a million times. Oh,
Yeah, we
Baby J and Shelby weren't saying who.
we were being cryptic about
I
it.
see. Just in case it was secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kimberly said, "Oh, because you got them to read."
He got them to read when he was a kid.
That's the thing with stuff like that. I'm like,
I've never
well,
paid more than cover price for a comic book.
Yeah.
So everything you see has been owned by myself or my father since it was released on the newsstands. And that's what makes it so incredibly frustrating for some people. It's like, you should know better, Fuse.
It's hard with stuff like that though, because in some ways, you never know what's gonna like
trigger
become
people?
valuable.
Oh.
If it's just no, if
Also,
it's like
yes.
boxed. Yeah, also that. But like with Lego, there are Lego sets that if you kept it in the box, then it would be worth so much more.
Why
than
would
if
you buy Lego to keep it in the box?
But that's the
like
thing.
completely against the
Right.
nature of Lego.
That's the thing with
whole
comics
thing.
too. Like, why would you just buy them to keep them? Like,
I've never been a
covered.
collector, right?
Yeah.
I want to read comic books. So all my comic books got read.
The more books you destroy, the more valuable everyone else's get.
Exactly.
yeah.
We're doing you a favor. I sat there and looked at Baby J and Gabe at dinner last night, and I was like, you know what? What if we did a stream where we took all the books where everybody would say, oh my God, that one's worth so much, and then we tore it up.
We have a
live on
shredder.
stream.
Do you want to just put the shredder in here and just?
Yeah, we just shred it. Shredding valuable comics with
Terrible.
Monument Hobbies. We'd have the viral hate video of the year.
Yeah. It's one way to do it.
There are people that buy Lego as an investment, and sadly, it's not a terrible plan.
It's not, but where's the fun in it?
Yeah.
Like, I buy Lego to build it.
Well, I mean, you were for sure there. We were talking about Lego this morning and how I was like, I didn't have any clue how
Yeah.
much money is involved in that whole
They're
world.
so expensive.
It's crazy.
They're so expensive.
Because I look at it, I'm like, that's really cool. I would build that. Like, that sounds kind of fun. I love puzzles. But yeah, no, I'm not buying a $400 puzzle
Yeah.
or an $800 puzzle.
No.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some Lego sets that are worth a decent amount, but they're not in the boxes.
Right. So at that point, aren't they just Legos?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm sure you might be able to get some money if you like built it and sold it to somebody
And sold it built. Yeah.
who like collects pieces,
Yeah.
but
Nah, you'd have to have the box still, even if it was open.
Yeah, the box
Right.
is really important for that sort of stuff. Box, instruction guide.
yeah.
Which is what makes it so stupid. It's like, it's just Lego.
Right.
You know? Like, were there pieces in there that weren't in anything else? No.
I do know that there are some, like, growing up we had Kingdoms Lego, and they don't even make that anymore. They don't make that, I guess genre is the best way to say it, of Lego.
Is it a specific type of Lego?
Yeah, it's called Kingdoms Lego.
What
And
is
it was, like, medieval. They had,
Oh.
like, a good guys and bad guys, and it was all these, like, really cool castles.
I think that's what my
and-
castle was.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
So we have a few sets that are those, but I mean the pieces get brittle over time, and if you try to build it, they just snap or crumble apart.
But yeah, like my friend's son works at the Lego store, and so he has like his entire. She'll walk through his room with it, and just record all of the different kits that he's built, and like taking up all livable space except his bed in his room. And I'm like, okay, so you're like 22 years old. What are you gonna do with that for the rest of your life? Do you keep it forever? Do you get a house then that has a room that's just your Legos?
Right.
Some
I
people
don't,
do.
I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people who have rooms that are just dedicated to painting miniatures,
Yeah,
or like
it's a hobby.
like women who have craft rooms,
Yeah.
and I guess it's
Everyone
just-
has their thing.
yeah,
I know somebody that has a Lego room with
yeah,
a ton of shelves and like lights to kind of light
yeah,
everything.
right, yeah. It's a point of pride,
Yeah.
They spent time making it, and
Buddy of mine had his whole apartment condo was just filled to the brim with all his Star Wars figures.
Yeah.
And he had the unopened ones like hanging on the wall. It was in place of
like
wallpaper.
the 40-year-old virgin.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
I was used to give him crap.
Well, yeah, and then I think about all the years that we just had this giant tub full of Legos
Yep.
that we would dump out onto a towel
Yeah, I've
and
been there.
like leave out for days. They're all mixed. You can't build a thing.
You can build anything. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
See, I built all
Well,
sorts of cool stuff.
You can't build anything like the way it was when you got it.
Not what Legos is for.
Well, yeah, like William, when we the first time I ever went to Colorado to visit them, in their basement they had tubs of Legos for him, and like color coded, and
Yeah. Yeah, I think we eventually ended up color coding ours.
yeah.
That's so much work.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a ridiculous amount of work.
Yeah. It's a lot of tubs too.
We had tubs of like, here's the flat ones, here's the rectangle ones.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, here's all the people.
That's a good way to do it.
And he had lots of the high tech stuff, right? The ones with the moving parts and.
Mm-hmm.
Vexing Workshop, you should totally get the grandkids to do that.
Oh yeah.
That's a great task. Exciting. Keeps them engaged.
Plus, for little kids, it's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
good to learn sorting and
Yeah.
color, like matching colors
Totally.
and things like that.
Is this the green or the light green piece? Yeah, that was always an issue, right? Figuring out which tub it would go into.
So yeah, Lunchbox Superhero. So that's what I was wondering. I'm like, well, okay, so you buy a kit, like a model or a Lego kit, and it's for, you know, like the Millennium Falcon, like you're saying, or like the one of the ones we got for William for Christmas was like it was Marvel. Something, it was like some big building or something like that. And they're just regular pieces, right? But they're specifically put into this kit, and you have instructions. But couldn't you build that without buying the box? If you just had enough material, couldn't you buy it, or couldn't you build it?
Oftentimes there are a lot of custom pieces that,
Are there? Okay.
yeah, are included in those kits that you cannot get normally.
Because Lunchbox Superhero said it's fun to see people do stuff like build the big Millennium Falcon set, but only with pieces that they already own. So
Yeah.
they're all sorts of random colors.
And
Yeah, so it
there's
has
a lot
like the
you can
grass
do.
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
That'd
all
be fun.
Like patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's what I believe Lego is really. For.
Avengers Tower, that's the one we got William, I think.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Like that's what I really liked about. He also has like the Daily Bugle,
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
but he, you know, I used to love Lincoln Log because Lincoln Log was like, you know, wooden Legos.
Mm-hmm.
I had Lincoln Logs.
And it came in a tub, and the tub had pictures of all sorts of cool
Yeah.
stuff you could build on the side. It wasn't any one thing. I mean, maybe there was a main structure on the front that you bought it because it was like, I want to build that. But at the end of the day, it like had a ton of stuff that had it in picture that you could build, and that was always fun to me. Like, how do you build that one?
Yeah.
Because it didn't have instructions for that stuff. It was just supposed to get your brain juices going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and trying to figure it out, you know, like how to build something.
Yeah, you look
You're
at the
like
picture and be like, I
Minecraft.
don't understand.
With Minecraft, like you're starting from scratch, right? Well, I guess
Yeah.
like with anything, you probably have things that you can look at.
No.
No?
Minecraft literally starts you from scratch. You can get resources and go online and, you know, figure stuff
See
out. but
samples and things like that.
Minecraft, the struggle with Minecraft is you have to learn all the recipes to make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't tell you a whole lot. But nowadays, Minecraft's super simple because people have been playing it for so long that you just go online and it's like, do this, do that, do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You win.
Yeah, Lunchbox Superhero said, I think you can find the instructions to all the sets online. See if you have the pieces.
Yeah,
you can
I
build
would
it.
assume.
I also know that there
With
are
the internet.
Yeah, there are databases too where people have, like, they've played around with the pieces and they've created their own structures
Yeah.
outside of Lego.
Yeah.
And you can also, there's I can't remember what it's called, but there's a specific one that also links to a site where you can buy pieces individually.
Well,
So
yeah,
you
and
can-
that's a big thing. Like
Yeah.
people selling the figures,
Mm-hmm.
and 3D printing in that world is huge because you
Oh.
can 3D print stuff for all the figurines or your own Lego bits.
Wow.
You know, because they don't have a lot of round stuff, so people 3D print round pieces that have the Lego connectors on them,
Mm-hmm.
so you can make actual satellite dishes look like satellite dishes and stuff, as opposed to a bunch of blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, SWAT. It's called Bricklink.
Crazy.
That's what it was. Oh, cool. Vexing Workshop says their dad used to turn and carve custom Lincoln Log pieces.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's really awesome. I should tell my dad that.
Yeah.
Start making Lincoln logs for the grandkids.
Yeah.
I love Lincoln Log. It had like green roof slats and brown logs. That was pretty much there was some red too, I think. But it was just really basic.
Yeah, it just was the pieces, different sizes with the groove in
Yep.
the middle, or in the groove in the.
At both ends.
Yeah.
You could hand bone them together, and yeah, that was awesome. Used to play with that. That stuff kept me occupied for probably 80% of my childhood. And then knocking it all over, throwing a ball into it.
I love this bear so much. So good.
It's amazing.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. What's your guy, Jordan?
So I'm painting.
Oh, yes.
One of our new.
Available on our site.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
We
amazing.
just put them up so that you can buy this model right now, painted alongside.
You can.
Oh, I haven't
Synthetic
seen
Robots
this one.
Reach.
Oh, that's cool. The hand is in there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the hands
That's cool.
kind of hard to see because it's black, but right here.
The robot
Yeah.
ones are really cool. They're artistic, like Norman Rockwell
Yeah, they're-
sci-fi.
Yeah, they're
very,
really
very
cool. And I was inspired by a lot of the color palette on here,
Mm-hmm.
so mine's gonna be a little different, but I'm not gonna copy it one for one. But I drew inspiration from it, and then we're gonna go from there.
Paint Liquor, the Prometheus one is so cool. I remember seeing that one and thinking that it was such a sweet concept.
The one with the guy.
Well, it's Prometheus.
beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I wanted to do that one, but I figured it was probably a little too much to start with, just from a it's 2 whole miniatures.
Yeah,
So I
and
wanted
one
to get
is
something
skin and
that's
one is non-metallic
simple.
metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this one was good.
We're gonna start off easy with you guys. And we're gonna do just this one, but I might dabble in doing one of the other ones or something else a little bit more complicated afterwards. We shall see. But I really, really love this miniature. It is
Yeah,
a
it's really
beautiful,
cool.
beautiful sculpt.
I feel like I need to make a rule for myself that I can't buy another display model until I finish
Oh,
the
that's
one
no
I'm
fun.
currently working on.
Good luck.
Jen over here.
I
Jen's
used
like,
to-
where's the fun in
I
that?
used to feel that way too. That I would I want to finish one before I start the next one.
Yeah.
And then you
I don't
find
do that
another one.
anymore.
At least with the display models, though, because they're so big, I feel like I
Yeah.
can't have 2 going at once. But the smaller ones, I feel less that way.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Shelby, that you're not gonna get very far with that.
Yeah.
I know. Trying to postpone it as long as I can.
Let's see. So today is
You should see my collection.
February 9th. Let's see how
I do
long
have
that
a
takes
collection.
before Shelby has 2 or 3 display models going
Yeah.
at the same
Uh,
time.
I guarantee you by the end of March it will happen.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yay,
gonna
Paint
see
Liquor.
Cool stuff at Adepticon that you're gonna want.
Oh, gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Why do you think I was like, that's not gonna happen?
Oh, gosh.
What did he say?
I said it's not gonna happen.
I said you're gonna see cool stuff at Adepticon that you're gonna want.
And then she was just like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god!"
Shelby's like, I want to go to all the shows.
Oh, that sucks.
Does the Prometheus figure have an eagle eating his liver?
No.
No.
That'd be cool, though. It's part of the
Oh, is that part of the?
Yeah, it's part of the myth.
story?
punishment from the gods or whatever.
For giving fire to man.
For giving fire to man.
He gets eaten constantly over and over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
Anthony Guido.
Chained to a rock.
Good
on the
evening
side
to
of
you.
Mount
What's
Olympus.
for
think that
dinner?
Was that not Titus? Or I feel like that was somebody else. Was Prometheus the one that got his liver eaten out? I thought he was the one that fell in love with his own creation,
Ooh, that could be.
which
I
would
don't
make a
remember.
lot more sense for the model that was designed.
Well, if I recall, the smith is like Hephaestus or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, okay, he did get fired, man.
yeah, Prometheus. Yeah, he gave fire to man.
Who am I thinking of?
Prometheus was punished by Zeus Because he stole fire to give back to mankind. He was chained to a rock
Oh,
in
the
the
Cascas.
Yes. Vexing
In the
Workshop, I'm thinking of Pygmalion.
Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
And every day an eagle came and ate part of his liver. Each night his liver would regrow, which meant he had to endure his punishment for eternity.
Yes, I was thinking of Pygmalion. Vexing Workshop got me there.
Who were you thinking of?
Pygmalion.
Pygmalion.
T. Schmidt, the answer to your question is yes.
Yes, Shelby is going to Adepticon. T. Schmidt, are you going to Adepticon?
All the cool people are.
All the cool people are.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm going.
Jen, you're still cool.
Okay.
Jen, you have like the cool imperviousness. You're cool regardless.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that to me before.
Well, there you go. It's been said.
Thanks.
Been logged in.
Okay, I guess not all the cool people are
History.
going. But some cool
Paint
people are
Liquor's like,
going.
I'm not either.
Dave, you picked up the Deathwing Night box? I saw it at the Source up in Minneapolis when I was visiting Miniac. We went to the Source, one of our retailers, and they had it out.
The
So I
what?
took a look at it.
The Deathwing Night box?
Yeah.
What's that?
The new Dark Angel 40K box with all
Oh,
the
that one.
Deathwing in it.
Yeah.
Hence the name Deathwing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember, I'm still in like this kind of miniature mode, and and like gods and stuff. So I was not in the right headspace too.
Gods and stuff? What are you chattering about? What are you talking about?
We were just talking about Prometheus and other people.
Pygmalion.
Hmm.
All those lads.
All them lads.
T. Schmidt said that then I think the answer to how long will Shelby last before buying too many display models is March.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I think you guys are right.
Jordan said it, and I said because of Adepticon.
I'll start
Yeah.
setting money aside now.
You should.
I have to budget for this.
You don't want to know how much I've spent at Adepticons in the past.
All the cool people live with Jason's Heine.
Whoa.
What?
Jason's Heine lives here.
Whoa, folks. Them's be some statements you're making there.
Jordan, that medal is looking really good.
Why, thank you, Shelby. One section at a time. We'll go back and refine.
At Adepticon, T. Schmid? Wasn't it the Humblewood?
Humblewood?
T. Schmid said who was across the walkway last year? Nico Galaxy?
Yeah, we were across from Nico Galaxy last year.
Yeah, Nico Galaxy.
I think Humblewood was Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
Humblewood was Gen Con with,
Two that I didn't
with
attend.
Percival.
Yeah.
Nico
That
Galaxy
was
was across
Gen
from us
Con.
at Adepticon.
Jeez.
I don't remember who else was next to them. Nobody?
I don't even remember. I know mine work was down the way on the right.
Yeah.
About, 50 feet from where we were, maybe 50 to 80 feet.
It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to implement a lot of the things that I do when I shop at TJ Maxx. I have to think about it. I have to walk around, see how I
Yeah,
feel.
Oh my gosh.
Walk around, don't commit to anything.
Am I gonna be totally upset if somebody else buys this?
Uh-huh. That's probably the most important question.
Yeah.
If I come back and it's gone, how upset will I be?
Yes.
And then will I want to murder someone if I see them carrying it?
Yep.
And if the answer is anywhere close to yes, grab it right now.
Yes.
How I
I
pace
feel like these
myself.
are just more of the tools we use to self-medicate.
Yep.
Also, yes.
I'm always sad.
Always
when the
sad
thing
when
is
the thing
gone.
is gone.
Yep. That's how it goes. There was one time I saw something at Goodwill and I was like, no, like I don't want it that bad. And then it's all I could think about. And then I was like, oh no. Like, what if it's gone? It's Goodwill. Somebody could have picked it up.
And
And
you'll never see it again.
It was like 3 days later, and I finally decided to go after school. And I went there and I found it,
Oh.
and it was the best.
See, that's the kind of place where you can hide things, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I might want to come back for this later.
Right.
Oh, Vexing Workshop. That's a hard one.
It is.
Said I gave myself a tough New Year's resolution. Play with the toys you already have. Supposed to keep me from goblin hoarding hobby stuff. Is it working?
I just do purges every once in a while.
You're doing one now.
Yep.
Purging is dangerous for me sometimes.
Why?
Because I get so much into the mindset of purging that I get rid of things I shouldn't get rid of.
Oh, screw this! I'll never need it. And
Yeah.
then a year later, you're like, I had one of those.
That's
Yeah.
always a risk.
Yep.
I'll go repurchase it.
Yeah.
I think for me, the interim happiness of being content that like I got rid of all of the things makes up for the crap, I need to buy this again. So for me, it works out to be a good trade.
Doesn't work that way for me.
Yeah.
That's rare.
If I think
it's
about,
a different
like,
experience for everybody, for sure.
When I need something, I'm like, oh, I had that and I got rid of it.
Yep.
And I'm mad at myself.
Yeah, I hate that.
There
Hate
are
that
so
feeling,
many
but-
things I have too that I go, oh, like I haven't used this recently, but I know that I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
So I can't get rid of it. The worst.
You ever done the thing where you're like, man, I really need to get this, but I really just don't want to buy it right now? That's been me for a while. I need to get a stupid rolling cart to be able to take my groceries the like 250 feet from my...
That's
Oh,
such a
so
fun
you don't have to walk.
purchase.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to spend $150 on one of these stupid
Yeah,
things.
I guess.
yourself
But
a
it's gonna
little,
change your life. It's
little,
gonna be great.
like a wagon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get. But to get like a decent sized one that'll hold like a good amount of weight.
Because then you can
Dude,
use it
order
for other
$80
things.
of stuff from Uline. Then you get $80 of stuff you want, and they give you a free gift. And one of their gifts is a roll-around cart.
Wait, actually?
We have one or two of them here.
Oh, well then I'll just buy $80 worth of stuff from Uline. That sounds great.
There you go.
Then you'll get catalogs for the rest of your life.
Damn it! I found one on my office chair the other day. Jen snuck one in my
She
office.
just snuck one into my office.
That's our thing. Hiding the Uline catalogs.
Got me good. Right in the morning, I was like laughing. God dang it! I was like, "How long has this been here?" She's like, "Since yesterday." Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Well, no, he did. He's like, it was in the morning, and he walked. I could hear him. He walked into his office, like, what? And he's like, comes out. He's like, how long has this been here? And I just kind of went.
This was under the. I have a chair pad in my office chair, and I'm like, "How long have I been sitting?" on
I
the
thought
Uline
you would see it
catalog?"
right away because I thought it was gonna slip. Like I thought when you sat down and it would slide. It would
didn't,
make
I
the
guess.
cushion slide, and it apparently didn't.
Ooh, that's a good tactic, Spatsnat. Whenever I go board game hunting at Goodwill, I always look behind things for the good stuff people hide.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
People hide stuff
What are like
there.
the best places to look? I feel like that's the kicker. Because I don't want to have to look through everything.
Not everybody has that kind of time in their life, Shelby.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I've discovered on TikTok is what I thrifted and how I styled it. And so it's these people who go in and they, get the stuff from the thrift store and then they show how they put it in their house. And I'm like, wish I had that kind of time
I love doing that.
to be able to go out and find things and like really look at stuff and try and imagine where it could go. And
See the potential of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You could make a plan on a weekend, and you would have all the time in the world to go do something like that.
I
You'd
know.
probably also have company.
But on the weekend, I like to sit on the couch.
That's fair.
She does
do
crosswords on the
nothing.
couch with a dog on the weekend. That's her gig.
Well, I do crosswords on the couch every day. On the weekend, I just do it in the morning with my coffee.
There are some cool antique stores that I really like to go to. There's one really big one, and it's kind of like a 3D I Spy book.
It's what?
It's like a 3D I Spy book.
Oh,
Yeah. There's just so much stuff.
yeah. Too
and
much.
so you're like looking through it all. It's really fun to do if you like set aside time for it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It has to be like you have to give yourself a day to go out and really take the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spy books were the best. Hours of fun.
Oh, it's 3:52 already.
Yeah, we didn't get back till after 3.
Oh.
Oh man, I don't know why
Traffic
that
was
just
sucky.
reminded me of that thing.
Huh?
For whatever reason, that comment that Shelby just had totally just popped something to my head that was completely unrelated.
I spy books?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like just because it was a book. I was driving back from, I don't know, some silly event in Portland, back up to like Bellevue or whatever, and we were sitting in the car, and my buddy had a Star Trek trivia book. And bear in mind, this guy is enough of a Star Trek nerd that he just knows all of the answers for everything if you just ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, he was like, hey, give me the answers. I will tell you the correct answer, and I will tell you the question.
If he gave me the answer, you didn't have to guess the answer. I mean, it's really,
Well, no, it's multiple choice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you read the multiple choice answers.
You read the multiple choice answers.
And he would know what the answer was and the question.
Correct.
Because he
pretty
just
incredible.
read the book so many times?
Wow.
Well, because he had just watched the shows so much, and he just was so familiar with the world and the lore and everything. And the most obscure question he answered, it was literally strings of codes. It was like 1595768, 5757812, or there was like literally 4 strings of numbers. And he was like, he paused on it for like 2 minutes. He was like, it's that set of numbers, and the question is, what is the prefix code for the Reliant or something like that?
Gosh.
And it was right.
That's
It
crazy.
literally blew my freaking mind in half. I was just like, how do you, from a collection of ridiculous numbers with no context, he was like, well, from the length of the codes, I knew it was like the prefix codes for the ships, and I just remembered this one from an episode or something. And I was just like, what the heck?
Just off the top of his head. Just remember.
Yeah, it was wild. It was truly, truly insane.
It's so interesting how people's brains work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know. I would say that's like people who are multilingual, you know? Like, how do you keep track of all that stuff in your head?
Yeah.
I can barely remember what I'm doing when I walk from one room to another. That's true, and you guys all know it.
It is true.
Because I've forgotten things for all of you.
That's fair.
Walks in my office a lot and is like,
I can't remember why I walked over here.
She just sits down and tells me how much she loves me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know you didn't come all the way over here for that. She goes, well, but I can't remember what I did come over here for.
Oh gosh.
You had to come up with something.
Well, I figured this would be a good alternative.
I mean, that's always a safe bet.
Yeah. Like, you know what's not going to get me in trouble? This.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to run and check all the doors, say goodbye to everyone.
It's okay. Jen, I literally come over to your office and was like, I came over here to ask you a question. And I don't remember what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Source says that those paint jobs are looking mint.
Why? Thank you, sir. Been a while since I've been able to have an opportunity to just kind of go ham on some non-metallic metal.
Been a while since I could just go ham on a Huggy Bear.
Yeah, when was the last time you really like let loose and painted some pink? Never is an appropriate answer.
How old am I? about that many years.
Paint Linker wants to know what you're gonna paint pink, Baby J.
This is obviously being painted pink right now. I don't know what you're talking about. This is very
He's gonna
pink.
glaze
Just the
it, don't
color
worry.
on your screen, chat. Yeah, technically, I think we have the power, right? Because we could just kind of come over here. And we can do like this.
And just make it pink.
We can do, like,
Oh, you were almost there.
I went right past pink.
Oh.
Right into pink.
There we go.
There we go.
Now it's pink.
And now it's
Baby
pink.
J
now.
is doing his February challenge.
And he's blue now.
And I'm blue. Don't worry about me. I can put on some gloves.
It's Violet Beauregard. Now we're just going crazy.
Oh my gosh, it's green.
Jason, I'm gonna have you fix those because I don't know what they were
This is
at.
pretty cool. Like, this is a cool thing though for looking at like your value.
Yeah.
Like, the value's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, it looks cool actually.
So ridiculous.
Game delay. I like to think that Baby J was Baby J everywhere on social media, and Jen, Jason, and Jabe were looking for a studio painter and thought, this is the guy! His name is perfect!
Baby J was here before Jabe.
Yeah.
Baby J was here before Jabe. Thank you
Baby
very
J
much.
predates the Jabe.
In terms of employment.
Wow.
Well,
I think in terms of everything.
really? Oh,
Yeah, he's older than your brother.
I am older.
Oh,
than
yeah. I thought you meant in terms of, like, knowing the people here.
Well, I mean, I've known
He's
Jason.
known me longer than Gabe's been.
Oh, there you go.
I think I had me.
All of us.
Including me.
Including you? I probably have known you longer than most people in the building. Other than
Other
Jen.
than Jen.
Yeah. And maybe Ruben if he was in the
Carter.
stream. Well, Carter, yeah. And Kyle?
And Kyle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carter, Kyle. No, I don't know about Ruben. Maybe
Well,
Ruben.
Well, because he was in the stream back when you were streaming way back when, right?
Yeah, way back when. So maybe
So
Ruben.
maybe Ruben.
And his name is Gabe. I wasn't going for accuracy with this story. Yeah, his name isn't even Jabe, it's Gabe. But that's okay.
No, his name's Jabe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just his name now. He doesn't get to run away from that one.
I don't know how to say this username. Garts? That's what I'm going to go with. How long have Monument Hobbies been around?
Since 2016, technically, as Slow Fuse Gaming. As Monument Hobbies, that name was done in 2018. We changed our name in anticipation of the release of our paints. We were Slow Fuse Gaming from 2016 to 2018. Well, even prior to 2016, but as a business selling stuff in 2016. And then changed to Monument Hobbies in 2018. And there you go. Paints were released in Black Friday of 2018.
Yeah. So we definitely met early on in 2018 then. I think LVO 2018.
I think I would do anything for this bear. I love it so much. I'd give it all the hugs, even if it would eat me alive.
I'm a little worried. Are you?
Look
you
at
all right,
him.
Shelby?
He's amazing.
I don't think getting eaten by a bear is
Heck of a way to go.
a great
That's all
game
I
plan
gotta
here.
say.
Hi, Philip.
Hello.
I love how I didn't even have to look up. I just saw the flannel out of the corner of my eye,
It is my winter flannel.
and I knew it was you.
It's his winter coat.
Tis my winter coat. I have like 3 jackets that I cycle through.
Shelby, that's not a healthy relationship. Well, you know what? This bear and I, we've got a special connection.
I'm not
This
sure that
inanimate
that's a
bear?
healthy relationship
He gives
either.
hugs, not drugs.
Unless love is a drug,
Poetic.
as Kesha once said. Your love is a
As
drug.
Kesha once said.
Flannel rack, and I'm an inanimate object now? Come on, Wad. How'd you like me better than that?
But then you can say nice rack.
Are you hanging out, Philip?
Do I have a nice rack, Shelby?
I'm not gonna answer
Yeah,
that
that's what you
question.
get.
I'm not gonna
That's what you.
answer
That's
that
what you
question.
get. You brought it up. I'm gonna make you eat it.
Meanwhile, Jason's over in the corner going, "Oh
he's
my
like,
god!"
I'm just
shut
painting
up,
a
shut
bear.
up,
Yeah.
shut up."
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
I'm just painting a bear. Welcome to my world, chat.
Oh god.
Philip, were you in the stream when Jason said that he was actually excited to come and paint this pink bear?
No, I wasn't. I was busy today. I didn't have as. I had time to come in and say first at 2:45 and then leave.
Sounds about right.
We started pulling Adepticon stuff.
Nice.
Is it already that? I guess
That's a month out, dude.
Well,
We
he's gotta start doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's more than a month, but
Checking brushes.
yeah. Kyle and Maddie. It's weird saying Madison. Yeah, they're checking brushes for
It's
it.
weird saying Madison.
I don't think I've ever called her Madison, and then I just did. Don't know why. Maddie. Game Delay, you can always answer that question.
Who is your favorite employee to objectify, and why is it flannel rack?
Why is it flannel rack? That's my new favorite one so far. Wads in front, Game Delay, get on it.
Why is it flannel? Oh my god.
Spats not. That was probably for the best.
Just paint the bear.
Just
paint the bear.
Jordan,
Paint
just
the
paint
bear.
the robot.
I don't
Oh,
wanna
dude, is this
broach
your
that
chair?
Paint the
conversation.
Are you sure?
robot.
Okay, I can go.
I'll paint the bear. You paint the robot, and
This
we'll
is the one I
ignore
always
them.
get in. But I forgot you weren't on the. I forgot you weren't producing today. I'm a very straight man. So it's nice.
But still, it's a nice rack.
Hey man, $20 is $20.
Jeez.
What
Alright.
happened?
Yikers.
Wad said I have a nice rack.
Oh.
There's context missing, but that's basically all you need to know.
That noise.
Something unplugged
I don't know.
or plugged in.
How long have Modern Mid Hobbies been around? Did anyone answer that?
Yep.
Yes.
There we go, furry belly.
Furry belly.
Oh my
a nice belly.
gosh.
I give it a little more texture because it's just a flat piece of plastic, so didn't seem right.
Yeah.
Needs some fuzz.
There's
in the
like
belly.
fuzz everywhere else.
Now we got to do Dookie Gold Chain.
You're right, Game Delay.
I'm so excited about the gold chain.
Are you doing NMM on it?
Of course he is.
I'm just asking. It looks like he's set up for it.
What's that?
The chain, you're doing NMM.
Yeah, doing Dookie Gold Chain next.
It's gonna be a whole lot of non-metallic metal happening over the next week or two.
I'll say you're doing it. He's doing it.
Game Delay said Jason's hiney is fuzzy.
Jason's hiney.
Maybe that's why it itches.
Ugh.
Flip your reaction to that. It just got me.
It was a
my
visceral
life.
reaction.
Yeah, I can tell.
This is my life every day.
Welcome to work, everybody.
Welcome to work.
Can you imagine living with me? Like, living with me, Jen is like, always got to be prepped for when I come out of the bathroom to hear the first words out of my mouth go, "Have you ever been in the bathroom, Ann?"
And
Yeah, Jen's a saint.
Hey, man, you in the bathroom? Have you ever seen the... And then it's just like, she runs. Those words come out of... And basically, if I come out of the bathroom talking,
she's like, ah.
she's probably ready to run
Well,
away.
a lot of times, though, it's where he has good ideas. So he's excited about the ideas. That
Or really good dad jokes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good ideas, like we said. How do you apply for sainthood, Jen? You probably should try and do that.
Yeah.
You should, I don't know where we apply,
You
but
should
we
get
should
on
get you.
that.
We should get you on that right
He
away.
did, though.
Oh,
So
I think you
Probably,
do well.
probably don't want to
Jason,
apply
you need to
quite
get
yet.
on
not
that.
quite ready yet. Wait a minute.
What's
Hold
that?
on. Wait a second.
What's the deal?
Nothing.
Just keep
You guys up there
painting.
lying about?
You have a pretty necklace.
Thank you.
It's a cute,
Just
scary bear.
Just paint your bear.
Just paint your bear. Don't worry about it. It'll be
Nothing's
fine.
happening.
Yeah, that's not patronizing at all. Just paint your bear, kid.
Just paint your bear, kid. It's gonna be
Shut
all
up and
right.
Paint your
Don't
bear,
worry about it.
Jason.
Yeah, I hope that noise wasn't something important. Everything seems to be fine, but
I love that. Just spats and Everybody heard that noise.
It's a chicken
Yeah.
devices. What unplugged?
When will PK Pro have more brushes? Jacob?
Jacob. Well, we got.
they're
I think
getting
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they-
we're about to ship an order
I was gonna
out
say, I have a bunch
to
of
them,
pallets
and
for
I
'em.
believe there's it's
No, I know they have brushes
They do have
because
brushes?
because
Oh, 'cause they needed a
earlier
bunch.
this week
Yeah, yeah.
I needed brushes, and every time I went over there, they're like,
Okay.
we took them all,
Okay.
so I didn't have any.
Alright.
So there's some brushes. They better have brushes. They
When
were like
they,
hiding them from me.
they were just taking
They're
them.
just
and
taking them so I
keeping
can't
them
have
from
them.
you.
probably when the not transparent, fluorescence and noosh.
Yeah, those will
It
be,
should be
the,
about the same time.
those are the I was gonna say same. No, it's not same shipment because they got their other the fluorescence and neutral already went out, didn't it? Or is that on the same pallet?
They all
Same thing.
there's just one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
We
if they
held
sent
their
them.
order
Yeah,
for
well,
now.
Okay.
it held-
Okay. Yeah.
So
they were
soon.
soon. It's all out there and prepped.
Yeah.
Wrap, strapped,
It's
and ready
ready
to
for
go.
pickup.
It's ready for
I think it's either getting picked up today or Monday.
It was supposed to today. I didn't check if it actually did or didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that camera always
It is.
changes.
This is why
It
everybody
does.
likes that chair better.
Yeah. It always reverts
This one
back.
makes us look a little different.
Philip is the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, amen, sister.
Amen, sister.
Put that on my gravestone.
99% of the time, I would say Jordan uses a Sable number 3.
Yeah, I am currently using one, and I have been using one for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been using 4s a lot
go-to.
lately.
Yeah.
I was 2s for a long time, and then I started using a 4 the other day. And I'm just like, you know what? This is working.
I love that on almost every short that gets posted, somebody asks, what kind of brush are you using that's so pointy?
It's so true. It's like
It's a Sable 3.
What are you people doing to your brushes?
Yeah.
We use ours.
A little
We-
too
we
much
use
pressure.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with people before. They're like, "Wait,
I
what
think they
kind of
just-
brush
I
do you
think
guys
people
use?"
Don't realize how little pressure you really need to use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am not heavy-handed with
Yeah.
with brushes.
I need to pick up a sable set.
Synthetics are so much.
I've been using my synthetics and I feel like I'll like the sables more,
Okay.
especially with checking them.
If
Like,
you're
yeah.
if
you
you're soft
know?
with your brush strokes, sables are great.
Yeah. We'll see. I think it's worth trying anyway.
I'm purely.
Synthetics all the way.
I think I only use synthetics. I don't. I think I own the sables. I don't think I've actually used any of our
Yeah.
sables.
It's funny. I use a Sable pretty much all the time, but I do really like synthetics.
What's the difference in terms of workability and stuff?
The synthetics are going to give you a little bit of a stiffer tip, so it bounces back quicker. So if you're like me and you make a lot of quicker little brush strokes for texture, then the synthetic really does an amazing job. The thing that set sables apart originally and why they were so sought after was because for watercolor, they control the release of very, very low viscosity paint. You know, watercolor is basically like water. It's running.
Yeah.
And so if your brush is like coarse hair, things that had more of a gap between the filaments, even though it's very small, then when you press the brush to the surface, being like watercolor paper or canvas, it would just release this flood because the liquid itself doesn't have enough tension to it
Right.
to hold in the bristles. So you get a very, very fine bristle with Sable, very close together, very tight bundle, and also releases paint in a nice consistent flow. So if you're wanting to do a nice consistent, S curve with your brush, you get a nice line weight through it. It only gets wider where you put more pressure on and stuff like that. That's what Sables were meant for. That's what they got built for. As a matter of fact, like Winsor Newton won the competition or the contract with like supposedly the king or queen of England that wanted the finest watercolor brush in the world made, right? So they made it out of Kolinsky Sable. And that's all that started. But the reality is that synthetics have gotten so good over the years that they can now hold. So the way when you dip your paintbrush into the paint that it draws paint into the bristles, you don't want it to just shoot into the ferrule. You don't want it to be uncontrolled. You want it to nicely, gradually grab paint off the palette, and then when you press, nicely release the paint. That's the biggest part that a brush plays. Cheaper brushes, whether natural or synthetic, will kind of give you your paint out in splurts. You know, like if you had a robot do even pressure pull, the line weight would change as the brush released more and less paint across that line. But synthetics now are of equal quality to sables for doing that. People tend to gravitate away from synthetics because they're afraid of like the hook tip and it's plastic.
There
so
it is.
You're painting with
Perfect
plastic
timing.
and bending it over and over, and if you take your credit card out and bend it a million times, it breaks in half.
Right.
So synthetics are just plastic, so they will have a tendency to create that bend, and
But the hook tip thing is
it's not even a big deal.
Jason's.
Well,
You've been using that one for like
even
3
if you
months
do
now.
have a hook,
Okay.
it's not a bad thing.
Not
A
a
lot of
bad
the time,
thing.
it'll help you out in a lot of ways.
Paint around corners.
And,
Yeah.
Those armpits are hard to get to. Let me tell you.
And T. Schmidt, I disagree.
What's
Because
that?
I don't like them. T. Schmidt said sables are just great no matter how you paint, and I disagree. They don't work well for me. I don't like the way they feel in my hand. Like when I touch the brush to the model, I don't like the way it feels.
Interesting.
It's too soft.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's too
I'll
soft.
just get like a Sable 3 and see how I like it.
Yeah. It's all
But
personal. I think in a long
We
term,
talk
personal
about it all the
preference.
time. Tools are very subjective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just
But
saying, it's
I'm-
all
You
personal
use the tool
preference.
that works for you.
Exactly. There's
Don't
not
listen
a
to
right
us.
answer.
We make both
the right
for a
answer
reason.
is what's right for you.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you what things I like about the Sable, and he can tell you what things he likes about synthetic. Until you have one in your hand, and you feel the difference between the two, and you start to formulate your own opinions on these
Yeah,
things,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to anybody
No.
that tells you anything other than just the truisms about how a brush, draws and releases paint.
Yeah.
And the fact that sables are going to be softer. So if you have a heavier hand, sables are going to work better for you because you're making more pressure at the point, and the point will take more pressure before splaying and flattening out with a sable than it will with a synthetic, because the synthetics are typically stiffer. So the stiffer it is and the more force you apply, the quicker it starts to spread. But if you watch the recent video we did about chasing the point with your brush, it really doesn't matter. The key is to be able to use whatever tool is in front of you to great results. So one of the worst things you can do is get to the point where you can only paint with a specific thing.
Right.
Because that specific thing can be taken away from you, right? You may not be able to get that same brush again, manufacturer goes out of business, whatever happens. And then you could be like, it sucks. I can only paint with that brush. Don't do that. Just get used to brushes in general.
Yeah, and there's definitely a thing too throughout the hobby where people feel like there's right and wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like people who feel like they have to use sables or they have to use a wet palette or whatever.
Right.
And like no,
Yeah, don't get don't
none
get
of those
torn up
things
in all
are true. There are no like hard and fast rules that are true all the time for everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. My dad used to say the same thing. Buy cheap tools first, find what you
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and then buy the good one.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Because
and
you
that's a
might find
really
that you
good
don't
way to
like it.
feel what the difference is.
That
right?
too,
because
yeah.
if you use something cheap, especially with a brush, and then you get one that's actually a good brush, you'll notice immediately the things that are beneficial.
Yep.
Or if you don't, stick with cheap brushes.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I know.
Because you may paint in a way that the stuff
brush
that really
works for
makes
you.
a more expensive brush valuable doesn't do anything for you.
Well, because
Exactly.
Wapple only uses
Yep.
crappy brushes from Michaels,
Super
right?
cheap.
Yeah, he's an
big-
oil painter.
big brushes.
He's always been an oil painter. He paints with big sloppy strokes, and so he doesn't care.
Yep.
And I see that a lot too in like Facebook posts and stuff of what's your favorite kind of brush? And there's always someone in there like just get the cheap ones from Hobby Lobby.
They're all the
doesn't matter.
same. Yeah.
Matters to the person using it.
Yeah, there's definitely a noticeable difference
Yeah.
between a good brush and a bad brush. Whether or not that difference matters to you
Personal preference.
that's on you, right?
Found
And
that
people
if I-
will find value in different places with that.
Yeah. I overthink what I'm doing by trying to do it the way people who inspire me do. It can put too much pressure. It can halt progress in the hobby before you even put paint on anything. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see it like, why doesn't mine look like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I tell you one thing, it has nothing to do with your brush.
There is we've said it all the time, but I heard
I
I
know.
heard a very cool saying the other day that I really took to heart. It's that creativity dies in the gaps. And the definition of the gap is the gap between your expectation of your abilities and your abilities, right? And that's what we talk about a lot with the fact that you can go and see tremendous painting on the internet nowadays. And what does that really do? It can set a blockade for your own creativity, because if you can't achieve what you see, you get bummed out. And that's where creativity dies, is what it was saying. And it's a very profound statement because it's true, right? We talk about don't ever compare your work to anything other than your last piece of work. Stop comparing to things on the internet because you don't know what it takes to create that thing on the internet.
Right.
You're not going to do it the first day sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to do the blends you see somebody on your favorite stream or YouTube channel do day one, no matter what the title of that video is. Title of that video might be, even beginners can do these blends. Yeah. Well, that's one of the most harmful things I think that can happen when you're learning, is to hear that clickbait title
and then you can't
and
do
then feel
it.
really bad
like,
because
what's
for some
wrong
reason
with
you can't
me?
make it happen, but they've told you even stupid people
they
can
made
do
it-
it.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
What a
It's
horrible
terrible.
way to invite people into something.
Yeah.
It pisses me off that people do that. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, no, this is just another technique. Here's a way you can do it, but pay attention to what's going to get you there. Focus and don't worry about, one of your friends is like, oh yeah, I watched that video and now I paint like a pro. If you don't, fine.
That's fine.
Keep trying.
Yep.
Well, and everybody consumes and absorbs knowledge from different places in different ways.
Different ways. Yep.
Somebody might learn a lot from the way that person teaches or imparts that information, and you may not. But then on the flip side, you'll watch a different video that you'll get a ton out of, and your friend will just be like, didn't really hit for me, right? So how the information is presented and what sort of things are talked about, because everybody's light switch works differently. Everybody's got one. They'll figure it out. It'll click eventually. But some are like a turn and then push a button. The other ones are just flip it on. Other ones are like, you gotta hop 3 times and then slap the wall and then it turns on. Like, it's,
What videos have you watched?
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Are you
But
putting?
you understand, Robin. It's, put the time in, be excited about learning, and you'll get there.
Come here to learn.
Oh no.
Tangent wants to know what colors you're both using for your golds.
I am using 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. I'm using warm yellow. I'm using pale yellow. Ooh. I'm using... Was I using dark yellow green the whole time?
I do not know.
I think so, because I don't have yellow green out here. Yep, dark yellow green.
You just look at it. Put some
That whole
on
time,
my palette to
the
double
whole
check.
time it was not yellow green, it was
Whoops,
dark.
dark yellow green. And burnt orange.
In that order?
No, it's most certainly not in that order.
Like,
Burnt orange is the highlight.
That was wild, yeah. I know I'm colorblind, Jordan, but
I feel like
looks,
maybe-
that feels wrong.
I feel like maybe the question would have been what colors and how
How am I achieving
well,
this?
I mean, I'm inferring that
Yeah.
just based on
The question was, what
fact
colors are you using?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the colors.
So it's
But-
Don't put them in that order.
Maybe
You'll get
in
a
a
very
different-
different result.
my process is I'm using like a combination of warm and cool to generate like warm midtones and highlights and cooler shadows for the gold. And the idea is I'm using both burnt orange for the warm and dark yellow green for the cool, and I'm mixing them together to get different sorts of middle, like, parts of the spectrum going from warm to cold, and then I'm adding warm yellow and pale yellow to it to make it look like gold. So you get a little bit of that kind of cool gold mixed with that warmth from the burnt orange, and then when you mix them together, it kind of cancels each other out a bunch. So, and it gets a little darker. So you can kind of get cool, interesting variants in the warmth and the coolness from there. But I'm literally only using those 4 colors. I pulled out a little bit of dark jade to experiment with some really cool colors, but I'm probably gonna not introduce that until later. So right now it's literally those 4 colors is all I'm using.
That, and I think that's the reason I asked it that way is because I think that's important, because how often do we see people commenting on a picture on Facebook or Instagram of, oh, what colors did you use? And as we can see, just asking that question alone is not,
Yeah.
Not
it
enough.
tells you something,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more to it.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too because I'm not really using the traditional like base
Right.
shade highlight, right? I tend to mix a ton when I just to get little bits of variant shades and hues for different parts of what I'm painting. Like you can see, I'll pull my palette over you so you can see it. But I have like all sorts of different mixes that I go back and forth with. But when I'm building these mixes, I come from it from the same perspective of I start with these two, I build the base, and then I modulate it with the warmth from the yellow, the warm yellow, and then eventually the pale yellow to get those really bright highlights. Yeah. There's like not a ton of this that's getting used.
What?
How are you doing your gold?
How are you doing your gold?
Oh, yeah, hang on just one second. Let me get the rest of the paint off this brush. Mine starts with mahogany, a very deep, rich, kind of reddish brown base to give me my shadow and dark reflections. So I put it back. Mahogany as a base, and then burnt orange. Right. So basically, the way I start copper, non-metallic, is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So mahogany and burnt orange, and then I'm now starting to add a little bit of yellow ochre into the burnt orange to start dragging it into yellow, and then I'll move over to warm yellow.
I love warm yellow.
Warm yellow and pale yellow for a highlight, most likely.
Yep.
I kind of don't make those decisions until I get there, but that's my thought plan right now.
Violet Kraken Gaming. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Raiders.
Hello, welcome Raiders.
But you can do gold in a lot of different ways. Mainly when I do gold, I start with greens and or purples.
I've got two
Right.
kinds of wet in my pants.
So that you get...
Oh, always makes you laugh.
Took a really long time.
where's the...
What do you
Dude, that one makes me giggle. I love Ralph. He's so dumb. I fail English? That's impossible.
So like this is all started with camo green,
Mm-hmm.
dark yellow green as a base rather than reddish. So you can see like the warmth difference. So this is kind of how I build up copper, and then when I switch over to yellow, I'll get gold out of it, but a much more warmer tone, which is, you know, more like cartoony gold as opposed to realistic gold. Right, realistic gold doesn't have a lot of that warmth to it. You'll find that in like gold plating will be a little bit warmer, things like that. But typically, like, you know, gold will be more along the lines of like a greenish or darker tarnish. So depending on how much weathering you want, you know, you can go with a cooler tone like that. Purples and the base coats work really well for that as well. But I really like warm gold too. It's just kind of a nice flavorful thing to do, and especially when I'm painting a hot pink freaking teddy bear.
Yeah.
Flavorful.
Flavorful. That's a good
No.
descriptor.
No, because then people think that means eat the paint. No, don't eat the paint.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it,
It's
but
very confusing.
you can call it.
But our
Salt.
colors are very
Salt to
flavorful.
taste.
Don't eat it. But we have very flavorful colors.
Just salt to taste.
Salt to taste. Don't salt your models.
Don't eat the
Or
paint.
do. You could salt your models, but it's just for a painting technique.
Yep, that's true.
I learned that the other day.
Adding salt.
Yeah.
That's something people actually do?
Yeah,
The what?
for weathering.
Oh, for
Well,
weathering.
everything.
Oh, okay.
Crucial
okay.
Blue, thank you for the follow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, salt scratches.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
it in, like,
That makes sense.
watercolor painting. You can put it
I thought you
in
just
there
meant, like,
to make it
mixing
look like
salt in your
snow or
paint.
Stars.
I like the
Yeah,
taste of
yeah, I've
copper
seen that.
personally. Don't eat the paint.
No.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Thank you for that follow.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Ooh.
Follow.
Crucial Blue.
Crucial Blue. He didn't like it.
Salt with watercolors is very cool.
Oh. I've learned. I did not know that. I never would have thought to add salt
Mhm.
to anything that I was painting.
I think I did that for like a school project.
That's
once.
what art
Yeah.
teacher at my school taught.
Like an art project or
Art,
something.
you put salts with it, and it makes it so you could make like a sky, like a starry sky, or snow.
It's like negative space there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's because
Oh.
the water doesn't draw it there.
Mm. Good to know. Will I ever use it? Probably not. But good to know.
You gonna take up watercoloring?
I tried that about.
I could tell my sister about it. She does watercolor.
There you go.
And TikTok maybe.
Oh, yeah,
TikTok made me
TikTok.
want to do it.
TikTok
Damn you.
convinces me of things that
They make it look easy.
yeah.
So I bought some cheap watercolors, and it was fun. I just don't have time.
But it wasn't easy.
No, it was easy.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't have time. I don't have time. Well,
Yes, source.
I do.
You
Everybody
need
has
some really
time.
bitchin' stuff.
Everybody has
Girl
time.
tequila.
You just have to prioritize things. So I did not
Yes.
prioritize any further watercolor paint. It's still in a box right now.
It's somewhere.
It's
Margarita green.
I've heard the hairspray. I've
yeah,
never done it with
hairspray,
salt.
We talked about that here too.
Margarita green? Are your margaritas green?
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah, I
there's
guess so.
lime.
Green.
They're
Yellow.
like a
I think yellow, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
yeah. The artificial
But
ones
like
are
if you
green.
think of like a margarita candle, it's always lime green. It's not yellow.
a
I don't
margarita
think
candle.
I've
Like-
ever bought
Margarita
or heard of
flavor.
them.
Margarita
Jelly belly.
candle.
No,
What?
fill up all those margarita,
Margarita
candles.
Oh, those
in a
margarita
glass.
candles that I have. Jelly bell. Oh, okay. No, that
Margarita
makes
Jelly
sense.
Bellies
Yeah, that
are
makes
like,
sense.
Like
yeah,
lime,
yeah, yeah.
like bright green.
Bright
yeah.
yellow green.
Yeah.
No, I guess when I make margaritas, like the ones my girlfriend makes margaritas all the time, but she makes them blue.
What do you want, Gabe?
Blue?
Shut up, Gabe. Yeah, I forget what she adds to them that makes them
Whatever.
blue.
Come
But it's
join
like some.
us.
It's like a flavored one. Yeah, it's like a blueberry margarita or something. I
It's
forget what it is.
after
so like I
4,
always
what are you
forget.
doing?
Like, oh yeah, the traditional margarita
Yeah.
is not that color. I've been drinking blue margaritas for a year. They're good.
All right, well, it's 4:30. I
It
need
is.
to get
Oh, it is 4:30.
Yeah.
Get home to the dog.
Doggy.
There,
Or-
Kraken knows what it is. She.
Oh, blue curacao.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's probably it. I don't make them. I have the stuff. I have
You
the
just drink
stuff in
some?
my cabinet. She comes over. She's like, "You want a margarita?" I'm like, "Yes," and then she does it. It's great. I have to just buy the stuff.
Great.
That's not even true. I send her money when she comes home with stuff.
Yeah.
Blue liquor that tastes like oranges.
That stuff tastes like orange? I don't know why I would just assume it would.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It would
What's
taste
that?
like blue, like blueberry or something.
Blue
Citrus.
curacao.
Blue
Oh my gosh,
curacao.
I
Citrus.
totally forgot that it's Paint Liquor's birthday today.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Paint
What?
Liquor,
Paint Liquor,
Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday.
Have a good birthday
Where are you
dinner.
going for your birthday dinner? We won't crash it, I promise.
Speak for
Enjoy.
yourself.
Happy birthday,
don't
Paint
say-
Liquor.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna entertain it.
Oh, it's
Citrus.
I'm not even gonna
Well,
entertain
now
it.
makes sense why you'd make margaritas.
Just gonna make a joke.
My gosh. He didn't say anything this whole time.
He was testing us.
He was
We
testing.
failed.
Yeah, exactly.
We failed
We failed.
miserably.
Costa Vida. We don't have that around here, but we
Ooh.
have Cafe Rio, which is almost the same.
Pretty
He's
close.
going to the FLGS for dinner.
I was.
No.
That was a
That's so
joke I was
funny.
gonna make, and then I said no, I'm not gonna say it. It's like as long as it's not your local game store.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Have so much fun.
Yes, have fun.
And see you tomorrow for the other stream. I won't, but they
Mhm.
will.
They will.
We're gonna have fun. We'll see.
Hey,
how
Billy,
high
you
we
always
can get
beat me to the
ticker.
joke by like a half a second. I was like thinking of typing it up, and then you do it. And I'm like, dang it. I should've said that.
Yes, that's the one I used to go to all the time, Paint Liquor. When I lived in that part of the world. Oh, what time tomorrow? Do you guys have a time?
Are you streaming tomorrow?
We're gonna get here at 10, but I don't know. Sometime after 10.
Comic books.
Oh, you guys are doing the comic books tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That sounds fun.
We're gonna sit around and sit in the comfy chairs and pull out comic books and piss people off.
So
See
sometime
how much they're worth.
after 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Mountain Time. So not too early.
Nice. That'll be fun.
You want to come along?
I probably can.
You're welcome to.
If you guys are here, I'll maybe
We'll be here.
Maybe I'll come by. I gotta see what my girlfriend wants to do tomorrow. We usually go to the farmers market on Saturday mornings.
What, the one down here?
Go at
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. The huh?
Go at 7.
Yeah, go early.
No, dude,
think-
I could get up that early. My girlfriend doesn't wake up to like 9 most days.
Damn, must be nice.
She's
Yeah.
self-employed, so
Yeah.
she's just like, I work on my own hours.
Yeah.
She's just contractually obligated to complete work. It doesn't matter when she does it. So.
Here you
I'm gonna need you to not hang out with her much.
go.
I hang out with her.
We
a lot.
don't. We don't want you to
Funny
get the
ideas
wrong
there.
idea.
Jason, I hang out with her a lot.
Don't get over any funny ideas there, Philip.
Nothing's changed. Has anything changed?
No.
We've been dating almost a year.
That's crazy.
I know. Well, 10 months, but it'll be a year in
I
April.
only met her like this.
Yes, this week. I know. She's only come by like twice.
She used to babysit
Mythical,
me.
as far as I was concerned.
That's true. She did.
Oh.
She used to baby. My girlfriend used to babysit Shelby and Gabe.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, when they were
Gosh.
kids.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, I love
hmm So, like I said, we've all known each other for a very long
Yeah.
time, in some way, shape, or form.
I think that's awesome.
It's great.
it. Okay, I really love
All right,
Dookie Gold chain.
Bye,
Dookie
everyone.
Gold.
Bye,
Jen.
Jen. I will see you probably not tomorrow, but I'll see you on
Monday. Oh, it's too far.
Monday.
Too far.
I got things to do.
Touching my butt.
I was just
She's
going to say,
touching
Jen,
my
get your hand
butt.
off his
Touching your
butt.
hiney?
She's touching your hiney? What?
Touching my hiney.
This one,
Gross.
that one.
Sorry, I have to say it every time. Bye,
Bye,
Jen.
Jen.
See you Monday.
Yeah, game delay, that's the problem. She doesn't start working till 9, but then she's like, it's like 10 p.m. and she's like, I'm like, what are you up to? She's like, still working? I'm like, ew, gross.
You gross.
I was like, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm in bed.
Dork Depot.
That's
It's
why
a
you tell her, wake up
chaos
at
Care Bear.
6.
Yeah, exactly. It's because that's all we talk about. It's the only thing we talk about.
What, work?
Painting by the Hill, you
no,
knew what you were
butts and,
getting yourself
butts
into.
and poop.
Oh, great.
He said,
Well, yeah, I
why
guess
is it? Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was just saying, I was about to say, I guess here we kind of just do that.
We
We
did it
do.
yesterday, so.
That's it. Butts and poop.
Butts and poop. Ugh.
Now that's a Care Bear.
Yep, Chaos Care Bear.
Alright.
Chaos Care Bear.
He's kind of out of control. He's got a lot
Hug
going
Bear.
on there, but-
Is
I
that,
love
isn't that his
him.
name? It's Hug Bear?
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
is gonna be
a hug bear.
wild.
And Ghost Hunter named it Heiny.
Heiny. Oh, that's why
Heiny
he said
the
it
Hug
earlier.
Bear.
What'd you
Painting is
say, Jordan?
Heiny.
I said this model is gonna be wild.
It's gonna look really good, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great sculpt.
This is fantastic.
I almost got the Prometheus.
Yeah,
Which
I
is the
was,
other
that
one?
was the other one I was looking
I
at.
like the Prometheus. I just didn't. There was a lot of skin, and I'm still practicing skin, so I didn't want to fully commit to a lot
Yeah,
of skin.
it would have been two separate projects.
Yeah,
for me,
exactly.
basically. I would have painted them. I
Carrion
would have had
bear.
them next to each other so that I could reference the skin tone while I'm doing all the non-metallic metal, because I would have done the skin first.
The Dark Depot. It is from Massive Darkness. It's from their like rainbow box.
Yeah, Rainbow Crossing.
There it is.
I love it.
I still want to do that Prometheus. I'm just gonna do it later. I have a whole box of Bertoni I need to paint.
Well, yeah, do that.
Sugar
That's
Rush,
currently
he started
one.
the bear yesterday,
Yesterday, yes.
which is crazy.
Crazy.
Jason
Simple
paints
scheme.
really fast.
It's a simple scheme.
It's off the chain.
I can paint faster and I'm
Off
happy
the
about
chain.
it.
No,
It's fun.
he has the chain on, Shelby.
Yeah. Anybody who says that Jason doesn't paint fast is a liar.
No, he is right though.
Jason paints fast, and then he'll get really far, and then it's like the details,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is great.
Well, that's where most of the time gets spent on a
Exactly.
model when you're painting to a high level is all the details. I mean,
Yeah.
even when you're just painting the tabletop, right? Painting all the gubbins is what takes all
takes
the time
all
and
the
really
time,
can get
yep.
discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Or Judge, thank you for
You
the
know, for
follow.
me, the
Yeah.
reality is you know, I only paint during stream generally. I haven't been being very nice to myself and giving myself like paint time on the weekends for a long time.
You can make Gabe do all the comics tomorrow, and you paint.
So no, I think it's gonna be fun.
It will be fun.
He's gonna
But
sit in the
the,
chair.
Yeah, that's smart.
You know, but the you don't get to focus so much on painting fast. You know, if you notice, like yesterday, I was painting the whole time while you guys were tomfoolering.
Talking about poop.
You were
I was talking about
tomfoolering
poop,
with
too, so I can't
us.
really. I have to actually take
We
responsibility.
were not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only ones.
Yeah, I have to take a little responsibility.
You know what? That's very mature of you, Jason. Thank you.
Yeah,
you.
thank you for accepting some responsibility. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Details. Devil's in the details.
The devil is in the details.
It really is.
It's all about the little, like, really small, little minute things that you wouldn't think about.
Gubbins? I thought my models only had knickknacks and knobbly bits, but now you're saying that they have gubbins too?
They do, in fact, have gubbins.
Yes, game delay.
Gubbins and chinguses.
We
Chinguses.
typically use the word doodads around here.
Doodads.
Too many freaking doodads on models these days. Sculptors need to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting a little carried away with the whole digital sculpting. Too many doodads. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean you should. Details are the devil, according to D. Schmidt.
It is helping me visualize, though, like, how I might be able to do a workup for my bird model.
What
Yes.
is?
Your painting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I haven't been able to figure out how I want to go about it. So, but I've been wanting to do it essentially that shade of pink. So,
Oh, good. This is a really fast, easy workup. You saw it yesterday.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little, it's probably a little overboard. You don't have to do as much of the,
Right.
You might not have to use the yellow transparent that I did. I just wanted that little bit of warmth hiding out of the midtones, but
Yeah.
you get away without doing that
Yeah.
if you were trying to get it done just a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people don't have to spend 2.5 to 3 hours painting the outside of a calf and a thigh.
That is true.
But here we are.
But here we are.
But,
Sometimes.
But yeah,
Sometimes-
I might ask you for the details of the colors that you used again on a later date.
Ask me?
Yeah.
Just watch the VOD.
Why don't you watch the
Oh
VOD?
yeah, I forgot that I can do that.
You nerd. We got, like, VODs and things.
I forgot.
Check out our YouTube channel. We post the VODs.
'Cause I'm old and I
I
forget
forgore.
things. You ask me what I did, and I'll be like,
Yeah, he's like, I know what I'm doing right now.
I know that at the end I mix magenta and red transparent. That's what I know.
There you go.
Ugh.
Oh.
I wonder who else is sticking around. Is
Gabe and Chris
Ruby-
are playing Lord of the Rings.
Fun.
I'm buil-
Gabe and Chris are playing Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Ooh.
because Gabe put together all his Rohirrim.
I do think I need to clock out, so
Shelby probably should do that.
I should probably get going.
I'm building Bretonia stuff today.
But-
That's what
I'm
doing.
building Tomb King stuff.
I will not be here
Are you
tomorrow.
staying, Phil?
Yeah,
so-
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, we got-
I hung
we got
out
a
with my
pretty good
girlfriend last
crowd.
night so I don't have to.
Honey, do it tonight.
Yep. So I told her I wanted to stay and build models because I want to work on the Bretonia stuff some more.
Are you gonna hang out and paint a little while longer in here?
I'll hang out and paint a little while longer.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Shelby.
Bye, Schlebby.
See ya.
Bye.
I'll see you on like Monday or something.
Are you not gonna paint out here?
Oh, you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
Right. Forgot about that.
Oh, you're going to paint, Shelby?
I wanna paint.
Have fun.
Yeah, I probably will go work on some Tomb Kings. I have a lot of heads and arms to put on models. So.
Oh,
Also, I don't
yeah.
want to burn myself out on non-metallic metal.
Hey, you're only like 1/10 of the way there.
Not even.
I know. Not even. You're on the outside. I was thinking of just the leg, but you're only on the outside
Yeah, I'm like,
of the leg.
I have just
You haven't
done
even
the
done- you haven't
outside.
done the
I haven't
inside.
even done the
Anything
top
else.
part, really.
Yeah. Never mind.
I'm going to take a photo of this so I don't forget the colors that I used.
Just check the VOD.
Just check the VOD.
you already
I could
explained
just
it.
have a conveniently located photo.
No.
You just check the VOD.
Just check the VOD.
Boom.
Boom.
Baby J army painting, I see. I love army painting.
Who's producing now? Stream's off the rails.
Oh,
no
yeah.
producer. We're producer free.
I'm in
Yep.
charge.
All right,
No,
folks.
that's a bad idea. Don't put me in
I might pop in back
They're
here.
leaving me in control. Me and Phil.
Yep. I'm gonna leave you two to your
It's me and Phil.
MacGuffins.
Yeah, we're staying here. Are you leaving?
I'm jetting.
Oh. Bye, Jordan. I'll finish the rest of that model when you're gone.
Let's see here. Though there's actually some good questions here.
Are there?
Bakamaru, does that seem to be the best way to do it for you, one section at a time, rather than using one color at a time on a whole model? I like to for this kind of stuff, partially because
He's insane.
He's a
yes,
psychopath.
I am insane. So if I don't do one part at a time, I will forget to finish parts, and it tends to take me longer when I do stuff like this. When I do one section at a time, the first section I can do start to finish to make sure that the effect is what I'm looking for. And then once I have a good idea of like, okay, this is just what I'm going to do, then I'll just do that section, complete it, one more section, complete it, and I'll build that up over time throughout the model. And then I might go back and I'll typically take it to like 85 to 90%. And then I'll come back and I'll do some glazes, or maybe I'll push some contrast, adjust some color a little bit afterwards. But for something that has this much non-metallic metal, yeah. And I'll do all the gold first, and then I'll do the rest of the silver afterwards, because there's a lot of silver in here too.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
but yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye.
Take care of this guy. Make sure he doesn't do anything untoward.
I'm not responsible for him.
Don't give people. That's a lot of responsibility.
It's too,
That's a lot of responsibility.
that's Jen's job. She signed up for that, not me. Are you using warm yellow right now?
Pale yellow.
Pale yellow. Oh, you're on that. You've passed warm yellow and on to
Warm
pale.
yellow is just a really quick glaze to bring
Ah.
a little bit more of that dookie fake gold onto it, right?
I'm gonna say dookie fake gold. So you just skipped right. I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. Well, I was, but I wasn't asking.
Yeah, the warm yellow was really quick.
That's nice. Are you doing anything after you're done with the chain? Or is that the end of it?
I mean, there's still a lot more to do.
Ah.
Technically, I guess we gotta
Technically.
put a little bit of color into the pink, but I'm done.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. I just yawned right into the microphone. Sorry for those at home. This clown? What? I don't want to read that out loud.
I'll go through and I'll do stuff like this. When I'm going with my brightest color, I'll do my outline first,
Yeah.
and then I'll go in with my brush more wet, and I'll get a much thinner version of this same paint, in this case pale yellow, right, so that it's more like a glaze. And that way, when we remove most of the color off of it, then I can come back and pull from my darkest spot out to my brightest highlight on the line and build up my
reflection.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you just kind of do that
Ah.
a couple times, layer it up, do shorter brush strokes out towards the edge here, and that'll get that blend, even though I'm not really blending, right? I'm just
Yeah, you're still
glazing
reading
it
this
on, but you can see
blending.
how it brightens it up really nice.
Really nice, yeah.
But I typically do my edges first. Don't know why. Don't know that it's a necessity. It's just something that I've always done.
Or is a habit at this point?
Yeah, you know, it's like weird. You get used to. I'm gonna treat that like a crack since it's where the mold goes together.
That works. Hides it. Funny listening to Christopher and Gabe next door.
Isn't that weird?
It is. Stream's not gonna hear him.
Yeah.
But we can hear him.
We can hear them. It's like Christopher's here.
Christopher is here. They're over there messing around in the office because Gabe's moving his stuff in there.
It's gonna be so odd having Christopher here working all the time.
It's gonna be so weird.
Like Chris comes and Chris has come to work here. Chris Masushi is our newest employee, gang, and so he has been traditionally our DP. He comes in and films all our commercials, does a great job, produces and directs and works with me to get all the commercial stuff done, and that's been fantastic. But now he's an employee, and I'm so used to when Chris is here, he just kind of sticks his head in my office and tells me when I need to go and be filming and
Doing stuff.
You know. And now it's like, now he works
It's
here.
the other way around. Now you have to go tell him what he
I
has
have to go
do.
tell Chris what to do. He doesn't get to yell at me anymore. I have to yell at him.
Yay. That sounds like a healthy relationship. I think Gabe is the most excited person.
Yeah.
We're all excited. It's going to be great. Gabriel's very happy. Bakamaru, it is the Hug Bear from Massive Darkness Rainbow Crossing box. And then Tangent asked, sometimes I find that my Pro Acryl is going a little chalky when I'm glazing with them. Is there something I could be doing differently?
Stop using so much water.
Less water.
Yeah, because you'll see I'm glazing with one of our brightest colors right now, pale yellow. No tricks, no mediums. I'm just using water on my brush. But typically, if you're used to glazing with other paints, you're spending more time putting more water in those paints to get them to the opacity and viscosity you want to glaze with. With our paints, they already start lower viscosity, closer to water in their thinness. But they have good opacity. And we always say just thin for opacity, so you don't need to add near as much water. I'm only glazing with the water on my brush here, right? And you get great results. No chalkiness.
No chalkies.
Chalkiness with any color. You're going to notice it more with the bright colors because they're the ones that provide the contrast to the dark extremities. But your dark colors are doing it too. You just don't see it.
You don't see it as much.
As you thin your paints down really, really low, they start to separate. You can kind of see as I wipe off the wettest parts of paint on my finger. See how it's cloudy? There's more pigment in certain spots. It's hard to tell on skin because it also brings out the texture of your skin. But what happens is that pigment starts to clump because the water forces, there's so much water in the paint, the water spreads the pigment out so far and forces it into little puddles.
Yep.
Right? And even though it doesn't, it's kind of like reverse coffee staining. Right? It's forcing the pigment into little chunks. And because our paints are so matte, as you build up layer after layer after layer, those chunks start to gravitate towards one another and build up, and you get these little piles of pigment that equal texture and chalkiness. The chalkiness is really, we define it as chalk because it's also matte finish.
Yeah, so
paints,
it looks like chalk. Yeah.
Right? If they were satin, you would still see the pigment build up, but it wouldn't feel the same because of the shine.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, just don't use as much water.
Less is more.
Our paints are very opaque, very pigment intense. We have some of the most amazing pigment and more pigment than most other paints you'll ever use. Yeah. So it's a weird combo because in our hobby, we tend to think that, oh, well, with tons of pigment, the paint's thick because a lot of other producers of paint cheat their paint that way. You use a more thick pigment and that suspends pigment in it easier. That's the easy way to cheat the science. Our paint, the specialty of it is that it is very lightweight, we call it. Not necessarily thin.
Less viscous.
Less viscous and lightweight. So it has a better feel on the brush right out of the bottle, right? But it also means it does not need all that water to get it to flow
the way you want it to.
So back off with the water a little bit and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Tangent said that. Well, that's absolutely my problem then.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Yeah, we see it a lot. I did it when I first started using Monument Hobbies before I started working here. I was getting a lot of chalky, but I was used to painting with Army Painter beforehand, so I was used to adding.
Yeah, we've really created something different. It's not a Me Too paint. It's not just more colors. You know, we really went in and said initially, you know, some of these people in chat have been around long enough to remember when we said we'd never make our own paint line. And that was a truism at the time because I was like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know that I don't know enough about making paint to know that we can change the way paint works to fit what I really wish we had. And then we started working on it and developed a way to actually make it work the way I thought paint should work.
Yeah.
But it is very different.
Very different. Source asks, do you even thin at all when base coating?
No, not generally. I have a little bit of, you need a little bit of dampness on your brush, otherwise a dry brush traps paint in the bristles.
You want
so you need a little bit of dampness, but it's like not much at all.
Yeah. I dip my brush in my cup.
Not enough to thin the paint just to keep the brush flowing.
Yep. Yeah, I dip my brush in my cup and then dab it twice on a paper towel, and that's usually that's all I need for base coating.
Yeah, just dab it 2 or 3 times.
keep hearing them walking through the hallway, and I think someone's coming here because normally no one's walking in the hallway this time of day.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, the only time I hear someone is if they're coming to join the stream. So I keep turning to look to my right. It's because I think someone's walking in the door. There's no one here.
He's just doing stuff out in that room.
Yeah, they're walking back and forth. He's moving stuff from his old office to the new one.
Dookie Gold chain.
Yeah, looks so good.
Chains are tedious, but they actually go pretty quick. They're
Yeah.
tedious because each link has its own angles, and you got to highlight each one of them
Each of the angles
differently,
different,
and
yeah.
remember they're facing to keep it consistent. But at the end of the day, it actually moves pretty quick once you get the swing of it.
I mean, yeah, you knocked it all out.
And I'm making a big jump, right? The thing with non-metallic is I've used 3 total colors here, or 4 if you really
4 if you
include
count
the
mahogany.
glaze with the warm yellow.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
you know, and then this, and then now we're making this big jump to a very bright color to get the shine.
Is
Knowing when to make that jump is what turns things into looking like shiny surfaces.
Yeah, that's what I
versus
just had to ask.
standard blended stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where I still struggle with an is the visualizing the jump.
Yeah, everybody does. When do you do it? Because we spend all of our time learning how to paint, thinking about, you know, consistent blends,
Yep. And
smooth application of paint and
Mhm.
things. And then this is not that.
It's not that, yeah. And I think my brain, like you said, I've learned one way and I need to unlearn it for this specific technique.
Just for this technique, and then
Yep.
you got to turn it
And
back
I gotta
on
turn it
for
back
doing
on.
the fur and stuff, right? Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just, it kind of doesn't fit inside the same box that you want everything to be in.
Exactly.
You want to, when you learn something, I think the human brain wants to have it be continuously, like, consistent, and painting is not consistent.
No, because
necessarily.
textures aren't
at all.
consistent. Color's not consistent. I'm getting better though, I think. I've been actually trying,
Good.
which has been really fun.
Yeah, it's just at your own pace, right? I think
Yeah.
a lot of people feel like in order to be viewed as worthy, you know, you got to do all this non-metallic metal and stuff like that, and that's by no means the case. You know, there's fantastic painters that just do true metallic. But also, if you feel like you want to learn it and it's just frustrating, you just do it at your own pace. You can still turn out really great stuff without knowing a thing about non-metallic. And then just as you get more comfortable with blending, as you get more comfortable with color and value, then, you know, jump up and start trying new things.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's like it's everyone's at their own pace. Tangent, thank you. He says I love, or she, I love getting your painting thoughts without needing to wade through all the clickbait and sentimentalism from YouTube.
Ha! You'll find I'm old guard, dude.
He is
I'm
old
like,
guard.
Man, I'm just like, let's get to the point.
Yeah, what are we
like
talking
I watch
about?
some of those videos and I'm like, have they said anything that was in the title yet? Because I'm getting tired of this video real quick. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not about buzzwords and stuff. That doesn't mean that they're bad or anything. I just like talking about painting. What's going to give you good results quickly when you're trying something? Because that's one of the most frustrating things. You're like, okay, you know, they say to do this thing, but I feel like they left something out. So sometimes it feels like we go deep in the paint, you know, with, you know, talking stuff that you're like, why do I need to know that?
What does
you know?
that mean?
I'll talk a lot about brush control and the things that go along with making sure you're, you know, not bending the bristles too much, holding the paintbrush a certain way. These are the things that kind of go unspoken by many because we stop, as painters, we stop thinking about them. They come naturally past a point, but you forget that that's what makes your paint work. You know?
Yep.
It's less about the color you use and it's more about how you apply whatever color's on your brush, you know?
It's all technique.
I could be using 16 different colors right now for what I'm doing. They would all perform the exact same function, you know? It's more, how are you applying it? How's it going on? I really like that right there.
Yeah, that chunk is really nice.
On the darker side. John's great.
John is great.
John paints. John gives you good painting stuff, but sometimes because of the humor, you're like, did I learn anything? And then hopefully you got it. You have to watch the video twice. That's his scheme.
That's a scheme. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how does he get
You
that
have to watch
retention
stuff
up
twice. How he get you. You spend your first one belly laughing, and the second time learning about what he's talking about. I love that.
Immediate products. You do love the immediate product support of the streams.
Good.
Good. Trying to, my brain did not register that sentence. I read it out loud and did not understand. Okay.
Yeah, the stream is really here and always has been, even before we were a product manufacturer.
Yeah, you've been streaming a long time.
Yeah, 8+ years, and the reality is that the stream has always been here as a way for me to, give what I know and what I've learned from painting back. We don't charge for it. I feel like this kind of information is crucial to, the painting community at large, being able to carry this on when people like me are gone.
Source asks, so other than yourself, who makes good tutorial videos for beginners and intermediates?
Oh, there's tons of
There's
people.
so many.
Wow.
I learned from, I started with Goobertown, but where I really started to before I found Monument and started watching Jason, I watched a YouTuber called Dr. Faust Painting Clinic.
Yeah.
I found that his techniques, while he could get some serious techniques and some good stuff, he just, all his videos are like 30 minutes long of painting a model, and it's every step the whole way through, and that's how, for me, that's what worked in terms of learning how things worked.
There's so many good
There's
ones.
so many good ones out there.
It's funny because I watch them and get frustrated because I'm like, where was this when I was a kid?
Yeah, we have it easy. We're in the
I'm
gold.
grumpy old man. I'm like, damn it.
We're in the golden age of painting right now.
I just had to throw spaghetti against the wall and see what looked
See
good.
what worked. Yeah.
It was like the Lincoln Logs we talked about earlier. My painting was like looking at a picture and thinking, how did they do that? And then just trying stuff until it looked close. And the funny thing is I was never doing what you were supposed to do. I was just birding it so well that people would see me and go, why are you doing that? And then they'd show me some super easy way to achieve what I had turned into the most horrible painting technique on the planet.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have information. There was no internet. There was no way to get that. You didn't have a corner store or a Warhammer store you could go to. So I think right now you're in the golden age. You got the ability to go get all sorts of great information all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Lens does great stuff. Ninja and Vince, Squidmar.
I think reality is that you just got to find somebody whose way of presenting fits your way of learning.
Exactly.
That's what Baby J was saying earlier.
Yeah.
We all have a different point where our light bulb goes off. And sometimes it's the way that it's being presented, the language. Some people are more visual. So if I'm sitting here telling you, you're not going to get it as quick as if I'm showing you. So that's always going to be the kicker. Find somebody that speaks your language. That by the time you're watching the video or the stream or whatever, you're feeling like, oh, I get this person. They talk to me, and when they open their mouth, it makes sense.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Sean said that's this stream for me.
Awesome.
And yeah, find what clicks. It's great. Glad it's us.
Yeah, no kidding. I have always loved the fact that if we can just help a handful of people feel confident with their artwork, then I've succeeded.
Yep.
I'm like, done.
Source says, I think I must have watched 100+ videos before someone actually explained to me thinning paints beyond consistency of skimmed milk.
Oh, yes. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
All right, there you go. Dookie Gold Chain. Finished.
Dookie Gold Chain. Done.
Pink Bear Dookie Gold Chain. I love this model.
It's a good model.
It's a lot of fun.
Shelby was very worried she was not going to be able to find you a model that you would want to paint.
I think this is great.
This is perfect.
I actually tasked her with that, knowing she couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly, and then she did it.
It was one of the, hey, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a job you can't win.
She was stressed.
Built to fail, and she comes with this model and throws it down in front of me, and I go, I'm going to paint the hell out of this thing.
I'm pretty sure he's like,
paint it pink.
Jason
Because
immediately
she threw the cover art down too, and I was like, okay, you win. I was like, I had no idea, but to my credit, I had no idea anything like this existed.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had it in the building.
I didn't know it was in the building.
None of us did. I think we got so many massive darkness boxes in this building right now.
Game Dolly says, I found it helps to find somebody that paints better, but not too much better than I do.
Yeah.
That's always a good balance too, because you have people, especially in the live streaming and in the YouTube world, where you can go and get content from people who are also beginners, but who are sharing their journey and what they've learned, and you're watching them practice it, and it's almost like if you go watch somebody play that video game to fight the boss you haven't been able to beat, and they're trying it for the first time, but they do something that you didn't think of, and you're like, oh, and then you turn it off and go do your thing.
Yep.
So what you can learn along with someone else, or you can learn from people who already have it figured out and are passing it down to you.
Yeah.
All of them are valid.
They're all great.
Yeah, there's some great streamers out there who, while not having painted very long, are fantastic for content because you're watching their journey and it's kind of parallel to yours. They may be a little bit ahead, a little bit behind, but there's something that you can learn together.
Yep.
And that always, I think, in a communal sense, makes it more comfortable.
Mhm.
Sometimes you feel like you're on an island by yourself and you're just like struggling to figure it out. I don't get it, but all my friends do, and yada, yada, yada. So you can find a community where everybody's talking about it together. We're all at the same pace of, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then the light bulb goes off for you. You know?
Yep.
So you need to learn a new painting technique. You just sacrifice a goat and you know it after you after a sleep or two. Maybe you shouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Well, that may be one of those things that's better with your inside voice.
Yeah. Keep that one internal.
Marco Frazzoni's explanations always go over your head. Marco is a fantastic painter.
Oh,
He
he's so
expects
good.
that you have some knowledge about color already,
Mhm.
right? He is a more well-rounded overall painter, and
Yep.
so he will use some language that is inherent to the system, so to speak. You know, I've always tried to break it down into like layman's terms, like normal people terms.
Mhm.
I'm not a trained artist. I didn't go to school for art. I didn't study the Grand Masters, only on my own. You know, so I don't have a lexicon of terms that were talked at me.
You're not classically trained.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I have such a propensity to not like buzzwords, you know,
Yeah.
and clickbait. Because
'Cause
I'm like,
it-
no, why does it need a name like Slapchop? It's called underpainting. You
It's
know?
been around since forever.
One of them describes what it actually is, and the other one's just like, I don't even know what you're talking
yeah.
about, so I got to watch your video. And, you know, so some of that stuff is that, but it's all valid. You know, like you have some really cool stuff out there that you can look at that can take you from any point in your painting journey to the next one very easily. Yeah, Vince's hobby cheating stuff is really good. He talks in very human terms a lot of times. Just find the one that is on a basic technique, and he'll lead you to the Holy Land. Sam Lins is so far beyond how you even think about paint. When you first found Sergio, you couldn't even understand what he was doing in his videos. Sergio's process is really cool.
Mhm.
He does the painting for value with color part of a lot of what you'll see me do, but he injects airbrush into a lot of those portions for his blending along the way. You'll notice that Sergio very rarely blends with his brush. He blends with his airbrush more.
Yeah.
Not that he can't, but his models go together. Even his award-winning models go together with, you know, some sketchy value and hue balancing, and then airbrush, and then
Airbrush
some
blending.
sketching, and then airbrush, and sketching and airbrush, and sketching and airbrush. He uses the airbrush as a tool intermingled with his paintbrush at that same speed, and it gives it a really, really good look because you never feel overly frosted airbrush out of focus.
Yeah.
But also get really good textures from his sketchy brushwork. And he just loves using color. He thinks in color, which is awesome. Try some pretty brave things. So you were stuck watching a lot of very fancy techniques for a while before realizing I was looking at display level painting rather than getting stuff looking good for the table. Yeah, and a lot of that is totally different, you know? You know, you can see here, this is basically what I would normally call Wish.com non-metallic metal, but it's probably the best place to show it off is on a chain. Because a bunch of very little surfaces that all bust out with some contrast makes little metal look really good. So things like that, super simple. Rather than doing like a whole body of armor like what Baby J's doing, or like the Death Knight, you know, stuff like that. It takes so much focus to do all of that non-metallic metal and keep it all correct. And yeah, if you're watching it trying to learn non-metallic metal on, you know, me painting Dante,
that was
you know,
a stream to watch.
it's like it's just too much overload, right? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, maybe not. Maybe we do something different. You know, watch somebody paint a sword, you know, or watch me paint this chain, you know, something that takes it very simple step by step as opposed to some big over the top, you know, because watching, now there are good things that you can grab. I think you have to also tune your brain into how to listen to find those little things that the person is doing that you are not doing. Don't look at the whole process. Look at that part of it. It's like, how is he getting that blend? Watch how they're getting the blend from their darkest shadow to their brightest reflection on non-metallic metal. And some people glaze a lot of thin layers, and maybe that's what really clicks for you. Some people do sketchy, you know, big strokes
Blocky.
that look good 3 feet away, but, you know, fall apart up close. Maybe that's what works for you. Look at the individual techniques that lead to the whole completion rather than the start to finish process they use. That's the biggest thing I give to people, because there's as many ways to paint as there are painters. I start one way, do all these little things to get to the end, and boom, you get something that you like the look of, and you're like, I want to paint like that. But if you try to mimic everything that I do, you may not achieve the same result. But if you take little bits of me and little bits of Marco and little bits of Sam and Jordan and everybody else that you watch, you might find the way you like to glaze, the way you like to base, the way you like to layer, the way you like to highlight. And you'll put all that together and you'll get that same solution for you. Might look a little bit different, but gives the same result. Everybody will be like, wow, that's awesome, right? So don't feel like you have to recreate or mimic something start to finish, because not all of those things will make sense to you. Not all of them will be easy and comfortable for you. You can still, it's like Lego. You know, all of us, like man, this stream is coming full circle. Somebody said earlier, you can build the Millennium Falcon out of your junk Lego bin and get a Millennium Falcon. It's just going to be like in clown colors because you didn't have all the pieces that were the right pieces. You can do non-metallic metal, you know, and you can do it pieced together with all these tools you have out of your box that you've learned from various people and still get a fantastic result. That result will be different than all of those people you learned from. And that's fine. I think that's fantastic because that generates style. That is your style that you get to cling to and enjoy the way you paint, not because you're mina-birding somebody from the internet, but because you've really learned it and you've made it yours.
Yeah.
T. Schmidt non-metallic metal is different from mine, from Jordan, from Phil's, from everybody else. And I feel like that's the way it should be. That's artist expression, so that everything you do feels like you.
Yeah.
And I might see influences. Oh, that's awesome. You know, I saw somebody paint like that, and you're like, yeah, that's what inspired me. But inspiration is great, and it's not copycatting, and it leads you to really feeling good about what you do. So
Yeah.
you feel like you haven't honed in on a style that you would call your own. Any thoughts? No problem. Don't worry about it. You may not find it until lots later.
It took me a while. I feel like I quote unquote painted by the numbers for the first like year that I painted. But that, I mean,
Mira, thank you so much.
Ooh,
Best
that's
white out
white.
there.
It is. I hear that a lot. I mean, I don't just hear it. I see it and use it.
Luca from Miniatures Den. Yep.
No source.
You've been putting off Ultron from MCP because of non-metallic metal. So don't paint him non-metallic.
Sure, you don't have to.
So what you're also trying to say is that you don't need your colors and paints to be the same as them? Source? Well, I mean, if you're looking to find a color palette and you're painting, you probably ought to use colors that are similar, right? I mean, that kind of duh.
Yeah.
And only use the same paints as them if they're using Acryl. That's kind of a law, not really a rule. That's a law. Like you will get like pulled down into gutters on the side of the road by evildoers if you don't paint with Acryl. But tangent, yeah, I mean, like, what is a style? People ask me, hey, what's your style? And I'm like, I don't know. I like to say my style is very sketchy, but it isn't always. You know, there's a lot of times where I don't use a sketchy style, you know. I mean, this model doesn't really allow me to use a sketchy style because we use, like, dry brushing and
lots of
washes
textures
to do the pink, right? To create all the pink and underpainting and, you know, all of that. So, some models just I don't attack the same way. But if I have my preferences where I really feel like my painting comes alive and I feel like, yes, I really enjoyed sitting down and painting today, then I think my style is very sketchy because I like a loose brushstroke that pulls together very well. It doesn't look messy when you're looking at it up close or far away, but I've used a messy method of painting it to get there. That's where I like that loose feeling because it doesn't feel constrained. I don't feel like I'm having to spend a tremendous amount of time on all the little things.
Yeah.
But that's just me, you know? So, I don't know if I define that as my style. I don't know what my style is. You know,
it's Jason's style.
It's just Jason's style. You know, it's whatever. You painted your Thanos with true metals. You hate it. Oof. It's all MCP must be comic-y. It's the law. I agree with you. I think those models with metallic paints look a little funky, but you know. Shane didn't notice the underpaint at first. Yeah, I mean, the idea is to have it be super subtle, right? And so you do like dark purple underneath and the faded purples that lead into the hot pinks, and it gives it a nuance and depth when you're looking at it like you should. You know, I always say, like, when you're painting, turn him upside down and you should see totally different colors than when you look at it like this. Because this is how we're looking at it, and you want those to blend together. That's what gives it all of the power and beauty, you know. And a model like this, you would hate to go back and paint all these shadows by hand. Are you kidding me?
Ugh.
50 million clumps of hair? No way. So just do a quick airbrush undercoat and then airbrush top coat. You know, it's basically the same premise as zenithal highlighting, just do it with color.
Yeah.
Right? And then all of a sudden you get to a spot where then I can dry brush this model because it's really easy to do the hair dry brush, and I'm 90% done. I spent more time doing the gold chain than I did the pink fur.
You did.
Between the gold chain and the white belly, you know, and snout, I've spent more time on those small parts than I did on all the pink. Damn you.
No.
He's using that word again.
Scary word.
Jose Da Vinci is one you really like. You struggle with the Spanish, of course, but 90% of what he does is just layering and glazing. Yeah, the Spanish way of painting is very similar. There's a lot of artists in that end of the world whose style all stems from a very similar methodical method of painting. Laying down base layers and generating value sketches and then glazing over those value sketches either with an airbrush or brush or both, right? And then fine details at the top end. A lot of glazing back in of various shifted hues and shadows and highlights and things like that make it very artistic. And that stems from a more artistic, like trained artistic approach to painting. When you're painting a canvas, those are the skills you would use on your canvas. And so just treating the three-dimensional object we have in front of us like a flat canvas, that's what those guys do, and they get great results. Fantastic looking miniatures.
Mm-hmm. Is Heine the Hugbear wearing shoes, or does he have hooves?
I think he has, like, hooves, kind of. I think the sculptor probably didn't like feet. There's no toes.
There's no toes. He's got little...
But it has, like, texture on it, kind of like
hair texture, yeah.
There's just no toes, so I don't know what it is. Maybe he has, like fuzzy slippers.
Yeah.
But his overhang from his fur.
Shoes.
Maybe it's not really a bear. Maybe this is like a costume. It's a onesie.
It's a one.
It's just... Shane, this is the Hug Bear from Massive Darkness, Rainbow... Crossing?
Crossroads? Crossing?
Rainbow Cross. It had like a bunch of unicorns in this guy.
Yeah.
It's like literally like a My Little Pony Care Bear homage for Massive Darkness.
Oh, it's a stuffed animal, which is not known for their feet. Is what game,
oh, there you go. He's
that's
a stuffed
Game
animal.
Boy's theory.
There you go.
There you go. Fuzzy bunny slippers.
Yeah, little ears and little googly eyes on it.
That
would have been funny as hell. There's not just a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of foot hanging out.
There's not
to even deal with. But yeah, it's a fun model. It's a real quick paint up. I mean, this is going to be super quick just for the February challenge. Our Discord challenge this month is painting with pink. So my goal here was to just show you very quickly how you can get pink to not be just. I mean, you can paint Space Marines in this color scheme and they'd look bitchin', right?
Yeah, they would. So,
you can use pink as a color. Pink is usually a color that we don't associate with, obviously grimdark and, in some cases like fantasy and sci-fi, unless you're going out of your way to make it look, bubblegum Barbie kind of thing, right? It usually has that shtick with it. But you can still paint with pink all the time. It's just you can dull it down, desaturate it, weather it just like any other color and get some really good results from it.
It's an Emperor's Children scheme.
Tangent. Oh, there you go. T. Schmidt did it.
Yeah, he beat you.
Total Emperor's Children. Artorias. Yeah, you can do that. Emperor's Children. Right? You can do, like demonettes, Zinch demons. Your flamers could be in this color scheme and look absolutely bitchin'. Right? Yeah, even the Zinch greater demons would look cool with this kind of color and like a bright blue.
Yeah.
Do some really pink horrors. Yeah, all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, and you could continue to weather it and do all sorts of other things. Leave pink to the nids would be great this way.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Noise Marines. Slanesh again, yeah. What did I prime this as? Black. Yeah, black. I thought for a moment to do it as white to show you guys how, I paint over white primer to get brightness right out of the gates, but I figured it was more telltale to show you how bright you can get using black. Right? Because, you can just go right over the top of black the same way. And black always gives you a better basis for your shadows, which is important to me because that's where all your contrast stems from. So yeah, just black primer. Which is odd because I got barely any primer on the base. Isn't that weird? I'm just now noticing that I got just enough overspray of black primer on the base that where I put my finger or hit it with the brush scratches off. It's literally just a slight dusting of primer all over the base. I'm pretty proud of myself on that one, actually. Spitfire, what's going on, man?
9 months.
9 months. What are we naming it? T. Schmidt, I thought we might bust him off the base and do something else, but I also may just put texture paste on it. So I didn't want a whole lot of primer on the base either way. If you prime the base and then put the texture on, that can be a little iffy. I prefer to put the texture paste right down on it, but either way, it doesn't matter. But the base is just a glossy plastic surface. It's kind of boring. So I thought somebody mentioned busting him off, and he's just like Percival is. It just has little pegs that go through the base, so I could clip those off from the bottom and pop him off the top. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other thing I'd put him on. A wood plinth, like a big fancy wood plinth.
Straight black, no zenithal, right?
Yeah, straight black, no zenithal, and then I did dark purple, right? You can see.
She's back.
I'm taking Jordan's wet palette.
Oh.
The whole model was dark purple, and then over the top of the dark purple, I did dark magenta. And then over the dark magenta, I did a thin down magenta. Then I did yellow transparent. Then I did the magenta again, then pale pink, all with the airbrush real fast. Pale pink for the highlights, and then we mixed up this wash that's still wet.
It's still wet
from yesterday.
From yesterday.
It's just magenta, our normal opaque magenta, and red transparent, a lot of glazed wash, medium, and water to make a wash, and we slopped it all on. You can see how sloppy we got. We got it all over the base. But slop that on there, and you see how well it does as a speed paint. It, very little coffee staining, and looks great.
Looks great.
And then just a dry brush of pale pink over the top of that to get the contrast from the hair on it. The heavy metal team at Games Workshop released a job posting. There you go. Hauser ugly. What's going on?
Oh, sir.
Put him in a diorama with Percival.
Yeah, there you go.
Is this Percival's nemesis?
Are you building a D&D like team here?
Percival and the Hugbear? I feel like the Hugbear is a little over the top, but it would
little
work. It might
big.
work. It might work. As a rule, I don't paint cute things, and here I am. Two of my favorite models are
the
these damn
cute
cute ones.
Percival's great.
But I had to make sure that Percival didn't stay cute, so he sits atop a diorama of dead bodies.
Corpses.
I had some corpses custom scaled for me so that
So he's not, yeah.
Percival will sit atop a pile of dead corpses.
Game Delay says, really, Jason? You think the Hugbear is over the top? I'm not sure I see it.
I mean, over the top color wise. I painted Percival like in more realistic shading and stuff.
Yeah.
Hugbear is just kind of like a beacon of terror.
A beacon.
Beacon of terror pink. Yeah, the owl looks like he wouldn't hold up, and I want the owl to look like the hero he is. 30 paid vacation days a year to work at GW. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, GW is good with benefits. They're horrible with pay.
Gotta make up for it somehow.
You want a cartoon where Heine is the villain and is voiced by Shelby? That would be pretty good, right?
That'd be good.
That'd be pretty good.
Casting. Christopher, make it happen.
All right, gang. I think we're done. We ran an extra hour.
We
Thanks
did.
for hanging out with us while we watch me finish up the Dookie Gold chain on Heine. Heine the Hugbear. We'll start in next time I get a chance to paint with doing his teeth and nose and eyeballs and finishing him up. We'll do a little bit of coloration, get some of the pink reflected in the gold, and then bring a little bit more color into the pink fur. But he'll be pretty quick. We're pretty close to being done.
Yeah.
A quick few hours.
Yeah.
Diddy.
2 days.
The Hugbear is like Fezzik from The Princess Bride. I'm on the Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad. Yes. You don't need any more.
Not anything else.
This solo squad. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're new around here, please hit that follow button. Remember, we do stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just look up what time it is in Arizona, and that'll tell you. And I'll do the links. We got to do the links.
You gotta do them. I can't do them.
I know you don't have a
I'm on a
keyboard.
chair.
I do.
You should
Oh
put
my God,
you can put a keyboard over here. Get a wireless keyboard.
Store. FLGS. Boom. Discord. Boom. YouTube. Bam.
Boom. Got it.
There you go.
So fast.
I tricked you on the last one. I did bam.
Dang.
The store and the FLGS links will obviously show you where you can go and get all of our wonderful Pro Curl products. Bam. Either at your local store that supports you with gaming and fun stuff to go do. So try there first. And if you don't have a store close to you that sells our products, you can always get them online at moneymanhobbies.com. Discord is a wonderful, wonderful community of people. Over 3,000 amazing painters and Ghost Hunter.
And Ghost Hunter. He's there.
He's not paying attention.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Oh, there's a like right at the end.
And that's where our monthly challenge for painting is. That's why I'm painting this Hugbear pink. And then the YouTube channel where all of these live VODs get ported over eventually. And you can catch the reruns over on YouTube, as well as all of our new content and specialty content there, and shorts and commercials and all that. So have a wonderful evening. We will be back tomorrow for an unscheduled stream where Jordan, myself, Phil possibly, and Gabe all go through my comics collection and try to value and see if I can afford a Porsche.
Can we get a Porsche with
That's
this
the
comics?
thing. The whole thing on the stream is, can I has Porsche?
Can I has Porsche?
I will never be able to own a fancy car unless my comic books pay for it.
Hey.
I've been given the right that whatever the comic books earn, I can spend frivolously. So if we can get... So that's going to be the challenge, is to see if I have taken good enough care of these books that I have not taken care of, and you guys are going to squeal with pain as I pull some of these out. Because I pulled out like books live on stream, and people were like, "Oh my God, put that in a bag right now!" And I pulled off over another copy of that same book, and the person just passed out on stream. You know, it's like, you idiot. So it'll be fun. We're just going to go through it and have a lot of fun tomorrow. We're going to catalog it all anyway. So if you want to join us, it'll be sometime after 10 a.m. Pacific, or 10 a.m. Mountain Time, no particular time. We'll probably be going for quite a while. So if you want to join us for some shenanigans over the weekend, we'd love to see you here. It'll be very interactive. We'll let you guys go out and hunt the prices down. Tell us what my collection's worth. But then we'll be back on Monday. So stick around. We are going to find somebody to raid. So show some love in the chat we wind up in. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch your lovely faces on the flip side. Adios, gang.
Bye.